30.7 in kickoff returns, and Willie Drury. Underway from the Astrodome. Steve Tasker, a rookie from Northwestern. And he does not achieve his goal as Victor Scott makes the tackle, number 22 for the Cowboys. The Oilers will open with Warren Moon, Butch Woolfolk, and Larry Moriarty in the backfield, Tim Smith, and recently acquired and dangerous Drew Hill at the wide receiver spots. Up front, all number ones and number twos with the exception of Schumacher, Salem, Munchak, Romano, John Schumacher, Bruce Matthews, and a free agent tight end from 2 years ago, Jamie Williams. Warren Moon for the season, 499 yards. He's been a little upset at the conservative nature of the offense so far. They haven't thrown more than 18 times a game, but they will throw on first down, and they will go deep attacking Ron Fellows, and they've got Drew Hill out there, but Fellows makes the interception. That is the 10th interception in 1985. They went immediately at the fellow who's been out with an injury for 2 weeks.
Warren Moon told us yesterday, he said, if I throw deep tomorrow, it's going to be on 27 Fellows. I believe that Hill, who has great acceleration, will be able to go by him, and we can get the big touchdown on Fellows with Hill 85. Well, you saw that Hill had Fellows beat, but Moon underthrew the football, leading back to us to believe that maybe the thumb's not exactly 100%, Verne.
First down, 10 Dallas. Danny White at quarterback. Dorsett and Tim Newsom will line up as split backs. Now they shift into the I. Dorsett out the second half with back spasms last week against Cleveland. A quick reverse to Tony Hill. But the Oilers have stayed at home and dropped Hill for a loss. Houston, because of the aggressive nature of its defense, has been hurt by these quick reverses, and the Cowboys try and open it up, but Houston recognized it. Danny White, Tony Dorsett, Newsom, Tony Hill, and Mike Renfro part of the offense. And up front, Chris Schultz will start for Phil Posderick today. He is joined by Glenn Titensor, Tom Rafferty, Kurt Peterson, Jim Cooper, and the tight end Doug Cosby, who has 19 receptions already this year. That's a loss of 6 at second down and 16. Fred Cornwell in a double tight end set. Dorsett gets the pitch with Newsom trying to supply the block. Robert Abraham and Ray Childress make the tackle. It's Childress, the number 1 draft choice from Texas A&M, who starts at left end. Mike Stensrud and Jesse Baker complement him. The linebackers, Robert Lyles, Avon Riley, Robert Abraham, and Johnny Meads. And an extremely young secondary, Steve Brown, with 3 interceptions, is joined by Patrick Allen, Keith Bostic, and Bo Eason. James Jones has come into the lineup for the Cowboys now on third down, 14. And they will go from the shotgun as Houston shows a blitz look. Matter of fact, they've got a 9-man front, now a 10-man front. Everybody's coming. The ball is batted down in the line of scrimmage. Fourth down. Jesse Baker, number 75, batted it down.
This is a page out of the Cowboy book. Everyone knows that they're going to blitz. They line up there. You see Cush coming right at Danny White. Gets a shot on Danny, but it's too late. The pressure was right in his face. He was trying to hit Cosby coming across the middle. Even if he had completed the pass, it had been well short of the first down.
Mike Saxon is second in the NFC in kicking behind Sean Landetta. He's a rookie from San Diego State. Drafted in the 11th round by Detroit last year and made it to the last cut. That's high but relatively short, and Willie Drury makes the fair catch, giving Houston good field position at their own 37-yard line. First turnover of the game goes to the Cowboys, but they can't do anything with it. Houston's got the ball. Slight experience gap when it comes to the coaches prowling the sidelines. Tom Landry in his 26th season with the Dallas Cowboys, and Hugh Campbell in only his 2nd season as head coach of the Houston Oilers. Campbell, of course, had many years of success in the Canadian Football League. First and 10, Oilers. Warren Moon, who threw deep on his first attempt of the game last week, 10 of 18 for 92 yards. First and 10, backs in the eye. From the 37, Jamie Williams in motion. Handoff is to Butch Woolfolk, and Randy White beat off the block of Mike Munchak and made the tackle. Woolfolk, a former #1 draft choice in the New York Giants, where he was criticized by his coach, Terry, Bill Parcells, as being an east-west runner, but he's added greatly to this Houston team.
Well, the thing that Campbell likes about him, he says, I really was surprised at the speed he had, the straightaway speed plus the power. And sometimes also, Verne, when you make a transition from one team to another, you do change.
2nd down and 10. This is Moriarty. Surging up the middle. And that'll be just short of the first down at the 46-yard line as Michael Downs, the safety, made the tackle. Moriarty is the leading rusher, but the grounds have come difficult for the Houston Oilers with 90 yards. They don't have a back over 100 yet.
I tell you, he came out in the paper and said this is an absolute must-win for the Oilers, and some of his own teammates said, gee, I wish you hadn't have said that. This isn't. If it's a must-win for anyone, it has to be a must-win for the Dallas team. Moriarty said it could turn the franchise around if they win today. 3rd and 1. Moriarty, or rather Woolfolk, he's got the first down. That'll move the chains. This time it's Michael Downs again, number 26, who makes the stop. First down of the game. It comes with 11:40 to go first quarter. Butch Woolfolk out of Michigan. When he learned of the trade, immediately moved his wife and family down to Houston and spent a lot of the offseason time in the film room, which is the reason I understand that he is starting and Mike Rozier is not playing quite that much. 1st down and 10. No score in the game. 11:14 to go first quarter. Safety blitz threatened by Downs. He's coming. They've got him. No, Moon is not in the grass. Now lobs it out, caught by Moriarty to the 46-yard line. That's where Warren Moon can burn you. Well, this is what we said at the top of the show. If you get pressure on Moon, the thing that he can do is run and throw on the run. That time, he came inside. They had him pegged. Lockhart, that is, had him, missed him on the blitz. He got outside of the containment and hit Moriarty and forced Klingscales, number 47, to come up and make the tackle. 2nd down, 4. Houston. First time they've crossed midfield. They only crossed it twice against Pittsburgh last week. Deep handoff to Rozier, who's come in the lineup, and he's going to be caught after a gain of just 1. Jim Jeffcoat, Cowboys #1 draft choice 3 years ago, made the tackle. There's the Heisman Trophy winner, 2nd all-time rusher in NCAA history. He's got to be a tired young man. I was asking Coach Campbell, I said, what is, why aren't you using Rozier more? And he said, well, Terry, quite honestly, he has been into 4 different offenses. He has been here, and numbering changes from odd right to odd left. And he said he's just a little confused, and we're bringing him along slowly. He is in the backfield now with Butch Woolfolk on 3rd down and 3. The handoff goes to Woolfolk, who's caught behind the line, darts and dodges, and is trapped for a loss. Back to the 49. It'll be 4th down as Jeff Rohrer, number 50, stayed home and made the tackle. And Woolfolk and Rohrer exchanged friendly taps on the shoulder. Well, the thing that in talking to Warren yesterday, he said, the thing I'd really like to do is come out on early downs and throw the football against the Cowboys. It seems that seems to be the best way to attack them because of their flex where they're not rushing the passer. Today, we've seen 1 pass, 1 blitz, and the rest has been runs. Cowboys go with twin safeties again. They did this last week without any apparent success. And the barefooted left footer, Lee Johnson from Brigham Young, is getting set to kick. Way up in the air. And into the end zone, touchback. There's a flag also on the play. Referee today is Fred Wyant. And the option will rest with the Cowboys. I would imagine they'd decline that because if he wants to take the option now, he could punt it and knock it out of bounds.
Downfield against the offense, declined.
There you go, Coach Bradshaw.
So the Cowboys have it back for the 2nd time. Tom Landry's troops couldn't move the ball their first time out. We are scoreless with 8 minutes and 59 seconds to go first quarter. Number 85 is Fred Cornwell, and he has joined Doug Cosby as a double tight end set. Terry, this is something the Cowboys have not shown this year yet.
Well, the reason they're showing it today and talking to Danny White is that we believe that with our multiple formations that we can confuse the young Houston Oilers defense into making mistakes, and we can get big plays with several offensive formations. So this is just one of the many we'll see today.
Brian Sochet, number 72, has come in at nose guard, replacing Stensrud for the Oilers. 1st and 10 Cowboys, no score in the game. Cornwell in motion and White with a play fake. Blitz is coming from the outside. White is going deep and has a man open. The catch is made by Tony Hill. He beat Patrick Allen, number 29, and the Cowboys have a huge gain. 58 yards. And watch it from the end zone.
Then it comes back on a simple play action to hold the linebackers, looks over to the right, then turns the ball loose. It's actually an excellent throw long before Hill had ever got into his route. It's one of those, what we used to call in the old playgrounds, the out and up, fake the sideline and take it up the field. Allen bit on the sideline, and Tony Hill was wide open for the big catch.
Danny White was laughing last night when Terry asked him if anybody talked in the huddle. He said, other than Tony Hill, no, not really.
He said, Tony's always said, I'm open, I'm always open.
First down and 10, Dallas. No score, 8:05 to go first quarter. Dorsett gets the handoff, cuts back to his left, and squirts through for a gain of about 5. Dorsett has a fractured transverse process, which is a non-weight-bearing bone in his back, and caused him back spasms last week. Sounds worse than it is, I guess.
It sounds real bad. Transverse whatever. It sounds sounds like he ought to be in the hospital to me.
Mike Renfro back in the lineup. The Cowboys go with only Cosby at tight end. It's second down and 6. No score in the game. Newsome and Dorsett the setbacks. Newsome hit at the line and knocked down by Robert Lyles, number 93.
This is just another example of the style of defense that the young Oiler team is displaying, where this time Lyles, number 93, comes flying in from the backside as they turn around and give Newsom back over the left guard, and he's crashing down in there and actually tackles him from the blind side. You know, these guys are just, they're so young. They say, we're just going all out all day long.
Hugh Campbell looks on. James Jones has replaced Dorsett in the Cowboy backfield. 3rd and 2. And motion from the left side, where Chris Schultz, getting the first start of his career, anticipated the snap count. Schultz has replaced Phil Pozderick, who was on the bench in Civvies. He's 6'8", 280, injured reserve all of last year, and just a little antsy in that offensive
Well,
line.
he's a little antsy, Vern, but he's against the best pass rusher that the Oilers have, and Jesse Baker, 75.
Illegal motion, number 86, number 66, 3rd down.
There you go. Thank you. But anyway, he's against him, and he's probably said, well, this is my first chance here, and I've got this big guy, and I want to get the jump on him. And he just kind of anticipated the snap a little too soon and jumped off sides.
So now on 3rd and 7, the Cowboys go from the shotgun. No score in the game, 6:50 to go first quarter. Blitz threatened by the Oilers. An adjustment called by Danny White, who makes the audible. Blitz is coming. White flips it out. Caught by James Jones, short of the first down.
Well, they faked the blitz, actually, Vern, and what happened is that the Cowboys expected blitz. They read blitz. Newsom moves over to pick up the safety, and Danny had the audible on for the blitz, and what they did at the very last minute was pull their safeties out and go into zone coverage, and Danny went to the man out in the flat, but he got it there. It wouldn't have been enough for the first down anyway. Good job by their young defense of confusing the Cowboy offense.
That will bring on Raphael Septien to kick out of Gary Hogaboom's hold. Septien 5 of 8 for the year, missed 2 in the loss to Detroit from 42 and 44. This kick is from 47 yards away. Had a miss last week of 49 yards. No, sir. He's now 5 of 9. And the Dallas Cowboys waste a big play of 58 yards. Many of you saw that thrilling Stanford-Texas game yesterday afternoon when the Longhorns came from behind and won it 38-34. Next weekend on CBS Sports, some of you will see Michigan State against the awesome Iowa Hawkeyes, or others of you will see Arizona State against UCLA. Arizona State thrashed USC last night. That's college football next Saturday on CBS Sports. First down 10, Houston. We remain scoreless. The Oilers have been outscored 37-0 in the first quarter. And if they can hang tough here, it's going to really inspire them. Here's Moon on the run, and he'll take it out of bounds.
I'll tell you, Moon was probably a little bit faster than he normally is, because he had Randy White just breathing right down it. And I am impressed with Randy White's speed here, because I, honest to goodness, thought that Moon would be able to get away. Now look at him. He's sitting there, he's fighting, and now Romano, he gets by Romano, and now he's got a dead beat on Moon, and Moon finally steps out of bounds. But that's great hustle by Randy White.
Jim Romano, the Oilers center who was acquired from the Raiders in a midseason trade last year, told us yesterday, "I've never played against anybody better than Randy White. Second down, 11. Moon with time across the middle, caught by Jamie Williams, and now they will signal incomplete.
Good reaction that time in the secondary. One of the things that they're going to try to do today, according to Gene Stallings, the defensive backfield coach, is that we're going to try to give the young quarterback Moon a lot of different looks. Make him think blitz play zone, make him think zone, and then safety blitz. All kinds of different looks to confuse him and his receivers. That time they came up and faked a strong safety blitz, dropped out in the zone. Moon throws it inside, and Downs, 26, the free safety, did a good job of breaking on the ball, and doggone near had another interception.
Oilers go with 3 wide receivers now. Mike Acue, a rookie, number 86, has come in, and the Cowboys with 6 defensive backs. Third down, 11 with 6:29 to go first quarter. Blitz is coming, and there's a fumble on the play. The ball is still free. The Cowboys, I think, have recovered. Yes.
That's the 9th quarterback center exchange that the Houston Oilers have had this year, Vern. It's something you very seldom see in professional football, where a quarterback and the center cannot make the exchange. But this is the 9th exchange fumble they've had. All right, he comes out. Now the ball actually was slapped loose.
Victor Scott, number 22.
Victor Scott came in, number 22, and slapped the ball out of Warren's hand. I've never seen that. Now the ball's bouncing around. Who comes up with it?
Michael Downs.
Michael Downs.
Turnovers, 2-0 Cowboys. An interception, and then Michael Downs, after Victor Scott had slapped the ball out of the hands of Warren Moon. No score in the game, 6:21 to go first quarter. Redskins lead Chicago 7-0. Danny White pulls up, lets it fly high and incomplete. Juggled and caught out of bounds. Tony Hill battling Patrick Allen. Beat me once, don't beat me twice.
This is good timing this time by the defensive back, 29, Patrick Allen. As you see, actually the ball is a little bit behind Hill. Also was a little bit late in arriving, and that gave Allen, number 29, who had been beaten on the play by Hill, the opportunity to come back and drive through the receiver and force in completion.
Second down, 10. Patrick Allen only 5'10". Tony Hill at 6'2". Danny White now 1 out of 4. Draw play, Dorsett. Almost broke it. Got to the 11 and maybe the 10. Keith Bostic saved a touchdown. Dorsett has not had a 100-yard game this year. As a matter of fact, only 2 in excess of 100 in the last 22 games.
That's just a good job that time by his left side of Rafferty and Titans, or number 63, as they did a good job of coming inside, sealing off, and then you can see Kurt Peterson's good block there. And then Tony just came in, cut behind their blocks, and picked up big yardage.
First down, 10, Dallas. No score in the game. 5:38 to go, first quarter. The motion man is a double tight end, Fred Cornwell. Dorsett, with Newsom leading the way left, is cut down at the line of scrimmage by Bo Eason, number 21, former second-round draft choice of a year ago, whose brother Tony, of course, is the quarterback at New England.
Now, one thing you'll see all day, if Coach Landry likes this formation, they continue to move the football, you will continue to see the 2 tight end formation. But when you have a negative play by a result of Eason coming up making a big play, then you'll see him start slowly get away from that and go into his trips and double wings and find out another way to attack the young football team.
Matter of fact, Terry, Mike Renfro has now replaced Cornwell. Hill is lined up wide left and Renfro to the right. This is Tim Newsom in motion. Quick pitch, a flag is down, halfback pass. Looked like it might have been. It is. There's Renfro. And Renfro had been, that looked like a Chinese sandwich. That was awful. It was really a mess.
Well, let's see what we got here. Illegal procedure.
We got everything.
What you got is you got great penetration by the young Oilers as they come inside and knock off the sweep, which totally knocks off any kind of faking the run and pass and confuse him. And then they get outside and Renfro's knocked off the line. He can't get loose on his route. And finally, Newsom's going out of bounds.
It was Newsom, I think, they said.
He's going out of bounds. So he says, here, catch it anyway. So he throws it down there end over end. It's just a big mess.
On a play like that, it seems suitable if the referee's mic didn't work.
Well, I asked Coach Landry yesterday, do you have any gadget plays this week? Well, you know, we might not. Well, we've seen 2 already early in the first quarter.
Second down, 15. 4:46 to go. First quarter, no score from Houston.
Safety blitz.
White pulls up. Dodgers one. That is the first sack in a game and a half. The Cowboys last week did not allow White to be sacked against Cleveland.
Well, they had the safety blitz on this time. You're going to see the pressure comes from the outside as number 25, Bostic, blitzes inside. Actually, that's 93. Coming inside that time, Lyles, number 93, the linebacker. Now Childers, 79, comes around, and he just beats his man. Goes over to Jim Cooper, number 61, and knocks him down, and Baker comes in and finishes him off.
So this drive is retreating to the north. It'll be third down and 19 with 4:20 to go. In the first quarter, no score.
Actually, you can do more with your offense from the 20 than you can from the 10, so this is really not that important that they're back.
Looks deep left side into double coverage. The catch is made, but it is short of the first down. James Jones with his second catch today. And that will bring on Rafael Septien for his second field goal attempt. Missed from 47 a moment ago. Patrick Allen made the tackle on James Jones. Once again, the Oilers with a fine defensive stand after Dallas had gotten inside the 30-yard line. This time the kick comes from 33 yards away. Jerry Hogeboom to hold. Missed it again. The Oilers are pumped. They've held Dallas twice.
Very seldom will you ever see a head coach talk to his kicker unless he's got something that he thinks his kicker should know what's on his mind. And I got a feeling that Tom Landry was telling Sepchen a few things that he thought were important to help him make his next field goal attempt, Vern.
I'll bet he makes it. Hand off deep. Larry Moriarty didn't gain much as Mike Hegman made the tackle, number 58. But the Cowboys now with an interception and a fumble recovery. They also had a huge pass to Tony Hill and 2 missed field goals. There is Randy White. Mean, huh? Never sacked you, huh?
I don't know. You know, I don't want to tell him that.
You told me that.
Yeah, but I can outrun you.
Second down and 10 officially. 2:47 to go first quarter. Moon with some pressure, incomplete. Intended for Butch Woolfolk. And that time it was Jeff Rohr who made the tackle.
The thing that the Cowboys are not allowing Warren Moon to do is take his time and read the coverage properly. That time Ed Too Tall Jones, number 72, got inside and got pressure on Moon and forced him to take his eyes off of downfield for the deep route and come to the short route and force him also to throw it behind the receiver.
Terry asked Ed last night if he was thinking about retirement, if this might be his last year. And he said, no, sir.
Said, I'm having too much fun, Terry. When it stops being fun, he said, then I'll retire. But right now, I really enjoy playing.
Third and 9 for the Oilers in a scoreless game. 2:42 to go first quarter. Stunts by the defensive line. Moon is hit and fumbles. The ball is free back at the 7-yard line. And the Oilers have recovered. It was Randy White who beat the block of Mike Munchak to get through.
Well, so far, Randy White's kind of been all over the field. Jim Romano told us yesterday, you know, they were going to trap him, try to slow him down, but early in the football game, they've not been able to slow him down. He goes right by Mike Munchak, just goes right by him, blows free. No one's picking him up. And asking the coaches yesterday, they said, we're going to help our people out by putting an extra person on Randy White. But as I can see early in this first quarter, they have not been able to do that so far, Vern.
He did that time, and Lee Johnson is on the kick from 5 yards deep in the end zone. Double safeties now for the Cowboys. They've got Gonzalez and Bates.
He might make MVP in the league today the way things are going.
That's right. Here's the left-footed kick by Lee Johnson. Hangs it up. Leon Gonzalez at the 49. and is spilled immediately. Punt returns have been a problem for the Cowboys this year. They're averaging just over 3 yards per return. They put those twin safeties back last week, and Tom said, well, it didn't help much. All we did was fair catch with 2 guys back there. Next week on the NFL, many of you will see the 49ers, who seem to be on a roll as they take on the Atlanta Falcons with a depleted secondary. Others of you will watch the suddenly resurgent Philadelphia Eagles, who knocked off the Redskins last week against the New Orleans Saints. And still others of you will watch the Minnesota Vikings take on the Los Angeles Rams, who looked like world beaters last Monday night.
Well, I wouldn't say Philadelphia was one victory over Washington is resurgent.
Hey, you try and find the bright spots. I bet they think it is.
Win's a win.
First down 10, Cowboys, no score. Danny White, Tony Dorsett. A gain of 8 as he goes over left tackle, and Bo Eason makes the stop.
Some people that criticize Coach Landry, not really criticize, but question his conservative game plan, calling it vanilla and what have you. But what he said basically was we were going to come out and control the line of scrimmage, establish our running game, short passes, and be conservative to eliminate mistakes and turnovers that killed us in the Detroit Lion game. And here in this game so far, that's exactly what we're seeing.
They go with the double tight end set now on 2nd down and 2. Cornwell, number 85, in motion. Dorsett darts to the outside. This is where he is really dangerous. A photographer over there can attest to that. He's on his back. That's a gain of 30 for Tony Dorsett, and the longest gain of the year for him.
This is a good job, a good lead block by Newsome as he comes inside. Tony dips inside, dips outside. There's no containment. No one's outside. Hill's doing a good job of blocking off Patrick Allen, 29. And then finally, Steve Brown, number 24, comes all the way across the football field and knocks Dorsett out of bounds. Well, that's a conservative play that went for, what, how many yards? 30 yards, not bad.
Total offense rather overwhelming here in the first quarter, but it's still scoreless. Cowboys threatening for the 3rd time. They have missed 2 field goals. First down just outside the 10. Timmy Newsome gets the handoff, and Ray Childress, number 79, made the tackle. Newsome, a former 6th round draft pick, left camp a couple of years ago for a while when they switched him from tailback to fullback because he didn't think he was going to get a chance to play. Robert Newhouse retired. Ron Springs was traded, and he's the horse in that spot now. Mike Renfro back in the lineup. 2nd down and goal from the 7. Well, Fred Wyant is...
He's telling them to get the cameras back. They're too close. And the fans in the corner say, wait a minute, there goes our pitcher. Bring that camera back.
So the camera has been moved. And now we're set to go again.
You know what? It could be that White told him that, and because they're going to throw a football over there, huh? Just a dead giveaway.
Let's see if that happens. You wouldn't do that.
No, not hardly.
2nd and goal from the 7. No score. 20 seconds to go first quarter.
Boy, if he did, though, wouldn't that make us look good?
Looking left. Into the flat. Should be 6. Newsome. And the Cowboys finally take the lead at 6-0 with Raphael Septien's extra point to come.
This is one of those quick step passings where the quarterback takes 1, 2, 3 steps, plants, turns around, and he has an isolation with Newsome, number 30, on Meads, number 91, Johnny Meads, and it's no contest. Newsome sets him up inside, breaks outside. Meads is left flat-footed, just standing there, and Newsome's wide open, goes in for the 6. Hey, if you can't kick field goals, shoot, throw TD passes.
And try extra points. Hogaboom will hold, and Septien does find the area. The Cowboys go 47 yards in 4 plays. The big one, a run by Tony Dorsett of 30. 7-yard drive for the Dallas Cowboys in 4 plays. Tony Dorsett got 30 of those yards. 149 was all it took. And Danny White finds Timmy Newsome with a 7-yard pass, and the scoreless drought is broken. Now Raphael Septien will kick off for the Cowboys. Steve Tasker, number 80, and Willie Drury are the deep men. And again, the Oilers are very, very dangerous in kick returns. This will be Steve. No, it's Drury at the 5. Coming left, hit, bounces off a tackle, and gets it to the 25-yard line. And that will be the end of the first quarter of play, as the Cowboys have dominated here in the first half, or the first quarter, with 2 turnovers and 1 touchdown, and they're out on top 7-0. Of play this so far, the Oilers don't have a yard gained. Minus yardage. Here's Moon. It won't be much longer. There's Tim Smith. First down out at the 40-yard line, and Ron Fellows makes the tackle. What an interesting story from Nebraska. That's the first catch, by the way, that he has ever made against the Dallas Cowboys, despite having played here for 6 years. The last meeting in '82, he did not catch a pass.
This is a young man that caught 83 passes for over 1,300 yards one year, Vern, and didn't make the Pro Bowl. They said, well, who is this guy? I never heard of anybody catching 83 passes for 1,300 yards. And so they said, forget it. You don't go to the Pro Bowl. Now you do that, and you're MVP in the league.
Moon 2 out of 5 so far. First down, Houston. They trail by 7. Pressure coming from Jeffcoat. The pass is incomplete at the 45-yard line. The Washington Redskins have gone on top of the Chicago Bears 10-0 now in Chicago.
The thing that's happening in this football game that is the fact that the Cowboys are able to get pressure on Moon. That time they had a tight end going over top and then a pick man coming underneath, but Moon didn't have time to get set and find the open man. Walls closed it in there fast and knocked the football down, and still Moon got knocked on his back.
Second down, 10. Hit and dropped after a gain of 6 to the 46-yard line by Dennis Thurman, number 32. Giants in Philadelphia still scoreless in the second quarter.
Maybe they're for real.
Resurgent. The Raiders lead New England 7-3 in the first quarter. Minnesota over Buffalo 7-0. That's a Tommy Kramer touchdown pass that accounted for that score in the first quarter of play. Green Bay and St. Louis scoreless in the second quarter. And we touched on that Washington lead over Chicago 10-0, a Mosley field goal and a Riggins touchdown run. Third down and 4. Stunts again, but the offensive line does a great job, and here's a man open, but the pass is overthrown and intercepted by the Cowboys. Dennis Thurman picks it off, and they are going to say that he was down at the 20-yard line. That's his 3rd interception of the season.
This is a pass that the Cowboys said we were concerned about Wolford coming out of the backfield. We're going to double team him, single him. And this time Moon comes back. He turns, he sees, he tries to find Wolford, who is wide open. He beats Bill Bates, number 40, but Moon overshoots him. And then Thurman, number 32, comes up from the free safety spot and makes the interception.
And watch the reaction of Warren Moon.
I can't believe.
There is a fascinating relationship between Warren Moon and Dennis Thurman, about which we'll tell you as the afternoon goes on, but they have been friends since they were 12 years old and played together, against each other rather, as rival quarterbacks in Pop Warner football in the Los Angeles area. First down and 10. Dallas with their 3rd turnover of the game and 11th interception of the season. Dorsett gets a block from Schultz, but then is dropped at the 20-yard line for no gain. Avon Riley made the tackle, number 53.
Avon Riley told me yesterday, he said, you know, the thing I like about our defense is that we're going to be aggressive. We're going to hit you, and we're going to hit you, and we're going to hit you some more. And he said, these are just a bunch of young guys that want to make something happen. We're excited about the things that are happening here in Houston. And he said, but we're going to hit you. And that's all we could get out of him. In fact, they were going to hit somebody. He hit somebody then. He hit Dorsett.
12-13 to go in the first half. 7-0 Dallas leads. Danny White changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Inside handoff. Quick opener, Dorsett. And he squirts through to the 28-yard line where Johnny Meads, number 91, made the tackle. Tom Landry says it's a matter of almost walking before you can run with this offense. Danny White said last night the big thing they don't have is speed at the wide receiver spot, and he lives in fear that Hill or Renfro will get hurt.
Well, this is the approach that Landry said. He said, I believe the teams are going to win with great defense and good ball control offense, and this is the thing that we're going to try to accomplish this year.
Third down 2. Dallas leads 7-0. Renfro out of the backfield, and White to throw. Looks Renfro's way. It's hit, and the Cowboys will have to punt. Ray Childress was right in Danny White's face.
And we're talking 6'6", 6'8". I don't know, this guy is 285 pounds, number 1 out of Texas A&M, and it's a short pass, a three-step set by the quarterback, throwing out in the flat, and you throw right over a defensive end. The tackles have to engage in those ends and cut them and make them keep their hands down. That time, Childress did a good job of beating off the block and getting in White's face and knocking the ball down.
Number 82, Willie Drury, is back to return the punt of Mike Saxon, who had a 39-yard kick first time out with a poor hang time of only 3.9 seconds. This is much better. Drury drifts back and makes a fair catch call at the 19-yard line. And Saxon nailed that one, a 53-yard kick with a hang time of 4.8. Thus far, it's been all Dallas. Standing room only in the Astrodome. First sellout since these two teams met on a Monday night back in 1982. They sold 5,000 standing room tickets, and they went in a hurry. Dallas leads at 7-0. I'm Verne Lundquist along with Terry Bradshaw. Cowboys and Oilers meeting for only the 5th time in the history. Warren Moon back to throw. Here comes the rush. Moon has to let it fly left side, and the catch is made. Jeff Rohrer puts the knock on Drew Hill. Talking about Dennis Thurman and Warren Moon and the relationship, they go back to the early 1960s when they played Pee Wee football. Their families are still very close, and Dennis and his wife and small child Chelsea stayed with the Moons before training camp at Thousand Oaks this summer. He's got a 22-year-old daughter, Chelsea. He said she has fallen in love with 3-year-old Joshua Moon.
22-year-old daughter?
22-month-old. Did I say year?
Yes, you did.
He's older than I thought. Here's Moon in the face of a blitz. Hagman was coming and got there first. No, not 22 years old. Thurman is age, but not that much. Take a look at Mike Hagman on the blitz.
Hagman will be coming right over Bruce Matthews on the outside. As you can see him, Williams releases, and no one picks up Hagman. Tackle is supposed to pull out and pick him up, but he misses him, and then Hagman has a clear shot at Moon and Saxon.
Thurman has come into the lineup. The Cowboys go to prevent. Bill Bates and Victor Scott also come in, and the Oilers counter with 3 wide receivers. Warren Moon is 3 out of 8 for 26 yards. Pressure again. Hit as he lets it go, but the catch is made up the 38-yard line by Mike Acue, who had a 51-yard touchdown pass against the Cowboys in preseason. That is his first catch as a professional. And Moon really took a shot right at the point of delivery.
Well, the thing that Campbell said that we would like Warren to do is get rid of the football a little sooner. Said the one thing he's so doggone competitive, Terry, that he stands in there, he holds it, he holds the football, and then at the last minute, right before he's hit, knows he's going to get hit, he turns it loose. Now you see Moon hold it, and then Bates, pow, right in the chest and knocks him down on a blitz. Dennis Thurman and Walls that time on the tackle downfield.
Third first down for the Oilers, who trail 7-0. Larry Moriarty for a couple. The only touchdown came late in the first quarter on a toss from Danny White to Tim Newsom. Moriarty, who said this is a critical game for the franchise. And some of his teammates said, whoa, wait a minute.
Jim Romano, the center, number 55 in Houston, says, well, I can't believe, we don't want to hear that kind of stuff. How come a guy says something? He was so upset that he had said that. He said, I couldn't believe he said that.
Next week, they've got to go to Denver. Here's Moon. Drills it to Jamie Williams. The flag is down.
We're going to get pushing off.
On Williams?
More than likely, I would imagine it's off Williams. It looked like they had him tightly covered, then all of a sudden he popped loose. Let's see what happens.
Good eyes, number 12.
Well, they had him tightly covered. He was inside. He had a man outside and a man inside. Then all of a sudden, poof, he pushes out, and he's wide open. You got to figure how they do that other than pushing off. Warren says, good pushing off. I like that. Do it again.
Here's the call from Fred Wyant.
Pass interference, number 87, second down.
Houston has not been able to move it. Interception, punt, fumble, punt, and interception. And they have only 3 first downs so far.
Well, sometimes it takes a long time to there's Hugh Campbell's got to be concerned, but I don't think he's as concerned as these fans. It takes a long time to figure out a puzzle part, and this is what they're trying to do right now, figure out the Cowboy defense.
Second down, 16. Moon out of the tackle of Jeffcoat, now drills it incomplete. Up at the 46-yard line, Bill Bates was covering the pass intended for Tim Smith, and it will be 3rd and 16. Elsewhere in the National Football League, the Bears have come roaring back. A 99-yard kickoff return by Willie Gault and a 14-yard pass from McMahon to Dennis McKinnon, and they lead Washington now. St. Louis over Green Bay by 9 in the second quarter. The Raiders on top of New England by 1 in the second quarter. And our score is 7-0. Warren Moon, 4 out of 10 for 50 yards, has been intercepted twice and sacked 4 times. Rush coming. They're going to nail him. Head too tall, Jones. Moon is taking a pounding.
Ed Too Tall Jones said, the way I attack a football team that sits there is I have to get aggressive and I take it right to him. This kind of offensive line is the kind of line that just sits there and they try to get past it. If you go outside, they get their hands on you and ride you out. And he said, I have to be aggressive and really steamroll over him. And that's the job he did that time on Bruce Matthews, number 74 of the Oilers.
Lee Johnson on the punt. And Bill Bates and Leon Gonzalez deep. Nice and high, and Gonzalez will grab it at the 29 to the 36-yard line before the tackle is made. Frank Bush, number 94, downfield to make the stop, and there's a flag on the play. If the play stands, it's a 46-yard punt. Option resting with the Cowboys, and Fred Wyant will.
Number 31, downfield, ineligible, declined, first down.
So the Cowboys decline it. Warren Moon has been trapped 5 times in the first 17 minutes of the game. Too Tall Jones, one of the stalwarts of the Cowboy defense, number 1 selection in the 74 NFL draft, almost belonged to the Oilers. And we'll refresh your memory on that story in a bit. First down 10, Dallas, Danny White at quarterback. 7-0 ball game. White, short pass into the left flat, caught by Tony Hill.
They're going to get Patrick Allen for going to the head on Hill after he was out of bounds.
Personal foul, number 29. Late hit, first down.
Nothing is going the way of the Houston Oilers. Allen in his first year as a starter.
Well, the guy gets 5 yards, so what? What's 5 yards? The last thing you don't need to add on that's another 15 yards. You take a 5-yard pass, turn it into a 20-yard pass, and you take them from your field position into field position. So it really, it was a foolish mistake, and the guy was going out of bounds anyway. There was no sense in it.
First down 10, Dallas. They lead 7-0 with 7:48 to go in the first half of play. Mike Renfro in motion. Dorsett tries to cut back to the right and picks up just 2 as he gets to the 40-yard line. Tackle is made by Ray Childress, number 79. I was talking about that trade. Back in 1973, the Cowboys sent 2 men down to Houston. Tony Smith, a former number 1 draft choice, a defensive end, and Billy Parks, a wide receiver. They received in exchange 2 draft choices in the 74 draft, a number 1 and a number 3. Houston went 1 and 3, and the Cowboys got Too Tall Jones in the first round and Danny White in the third round.
Not a bad deal, Mr. Lundquist.
Didn't turn out that way. Second down and 8. Quick flip in. Oh, boy.
Oh, Robert Lyles almost intercepted a lateral and this would have been a 53-yard TD run or 57-yard TD run. Look at Hughes. Oh, my gosh, we get our chance to get back in the football game. They send him in motion, comes out, fakes to Newsom, who picks up the linebacker, tries to flip it out to Dorsett, who is on these screens, has been dangerous. And then all of a sudden, Lyles breaks in front of it and almost has an interception. I don't know what Hughes is upset about, but it's obviously something. Oh, he's saying it's a lateral. It's a lateral, and it ought to be their football.
And should be a recovered football. It was Jim Cooper who got beat. At any rate, it'll be 3rd down and 8 with 7:05 to go in the first half. White, James Jones can't hang on. 4th down. There's another flag down. It's in the vicinity of the 35, away from the ball. Jeff Donaldson, number 31, was defending then. Newsom is eavesdropping. So is Renfro. Now Bo Eason.
Well, they're going to call personal foul. Only thing I can expect is on the quarterback. Because I was looking down.
Roughness to the face mask. First down, number 25.
Keith Bostic, number 25.
Number 25 for the face mask.
It was well away from the pass on the other side of the field.
Well, they said they were going to be aggressive, and I guess you could say the personal fouls are a direct indication of that. In fact, they're trying to make things happen, hands in the face, knocking guys when they're out of bounds. But they're penalties that are costing their football team.
That was really a costly one. It came on an incomplete 3rd down play. And the Cowboys get new life at the 25, leading 7-0. High formation and a play fake, and White wants it all in one play. Going deep in the right corner for Hill. Incomplete in the end zone. Good defensive job done by Steve Brown, number 24. Brown has 3 interceptions this year and was draped all over Tony Hill. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
That's one of those feast or famine where you have a play in your, there's Steve Brown, number 24, the left corner. You have a play in your playbook that says we're going to come out fake on play action after a big play. We're going to try to hit Tony Hill on Steve Brown. We believe he can beat him. At that time, Steve Brown had him covered like a blanket.
You know, he also has a sister named Olivia Brown, who's a star in Miami Vice.
Is that right?
Yeah. And he
told me that.
Yeah. He had a bit part in that show last year.
That's great, Vern.
Isn't that good stuff?
That is. Fascinating.
Here's Dorsett.
That's fascinating right there.
Jesse Baker made the tackle.
You know, I've been watching the way Dorsett. I've seen him so many times and played against him as they go out to the right side, get in behind the guards, get in behind the tackle, and bingo, back to the left side. It's a good job. Rafferty 64, Kurt Peterson 65. You can see the left tackle that time. Schultz cutting back, nailing his guy. Dorsett goes back to the right and then bowls back to the left, gets 6-7 yards every time he does it.
3rd down and 3. Cowboys lead 7-0 with 6:20 to go. First half. Shotgun formation. Oilers look like they might be blitzing. White with good protection goes deep for Hill. Tussle in the end zone, incomplete. A real battle with Patrick Allen and Tony Hill. And we will see Sept for the 3rd time from a field goal spot. Danny White.
This is a pass that you see so many times where a quarterback throws this football and it looks as though Hill is covered. There are a lot of ways to throw it when you have a man that's out that has 5 inches in height on a quarterback. You can lay it up high. Now here's Danny White.
Raphael Septien getting set for the kick from the 26-yard line. A 36-yard effort. He is 0 for 2 in the game. Snap is a little high. He's 0 for 3. Septien, with the 1 point he has scored, has extended his consecutive streak to 122. There is more than just a little concern on the sideline with Raphael Septien's 0 for 3 performance so far here in the first half.
But so many times when a great place kicker misses points, you don't really are too concerned about it. But everybody seems to be concerned about Rafael Sept. Now, only thing I can tell you, not being a kicker myself, but being with Jarrella, our kicker in Pittsburgh, was the fact that when he was missing the football a lot, missing field goals, it was always because of the position of his left foot, the planted foot. Too far in front, he always hooked it. Too far back, he pushed it right. I don't know if that's the case here, but the way the teammates of him, the Cowboy teammates, are gathering around, it seems to be that they're totally concerned about him.
New England has gone on top of the Raiders by a 20-14 count in the second quarter. Minnesota over Buffalo as Tommy Kramer has thrown another touchdown pass. And Chicago's lead over Washington now 21-10 in the second quarter. First down 10 Oilers. They trail only 7-0. Larry Moriarty for a couple. Got the blocks of Jim Romano in the center. Mike Munchak, Jeff Rohr, number 50, and Randy White made the tackle. There's Oliver Luck, who is on injured reserve. He suffered a fracture in his leg in the preseason game and played the entire second half with that fracture. Thought he had a sprained ankle. Looks like a semaphore in an aircraft carrier.
Right, he's taking the place from upstairs and signaling him in the moon.
Second down and 6. 5:34 to go in the first half. Oilers trail 7-0. Moon with pressure again. They've got him for the 6th time, all the way back at the 9-yard line.
Dutton, too tall Jones. Now the flag falls. They're going to get him for face mask. Dutton actually got to him first, and then Too Tall came in on the outside and finished him up. Let's see what happens here.
Face mask, number 78. Second down.
Well, you see Dutton, number 78, in the center of your screen, reaching in. Actually, he is pushed by Jim Romano from behind, was going to fall, and reaches up to balance himself, and all he ends up with is the face mask. And so he gets the face mask, and they get the sack, and Too Tall comes in, finishes it off, but it's all to no avail. Is it goes back to what we got here? First down, second down?
Second down.
Second down and 6.
Nevertheless, this Cowboy pass rush has been fearsome so far. 5:27 to go in the first half. The Oilers with 39 yards total offense. Blitz delayed. The pass complete over the middle. Tim Smith with his second grab of the first half. Ron Fellows and Eugene Lockhart on the tackle. First down, Houston.
You had a busted coverage that time with Rohr going outside and then Walls coming up, and he went outside, and then all Smith did was come down, and both the guys went by him, and then he was wide open. So you had to have an exchange between Walls and Rohr, number 50. There's Rohr, the right outside linebacker for the Cowboys, as one of them evidently made a mistake in the coverage.
Rozier and Woolfolk are now the setbacks for the Houston Oilers. First down and 10 from the 44. Trailing 7-0. Busted play. And Moon turns around, and there was a mix-up in the backfield. Jim Jeffcoat makes the tackle.
You got to wonder how you can make so many mistakes when you have guys like Salem as a second rounder, Munchak a 1, Jim Romano, fine center from, they got in a trade from the Los Angeles Raiders, Schumacher, guard Matthews. This is a talented offensive line with a really outstanding quarterback, and you wonder how they can continue making mistake after mistake after mistake with all this talent.
Warren Moon said yesterday the only thing that line is missing is chemistry. Maybe they just haven't played together enough. It'll be second down and 8. 4:05 to go in the first half. Cowboys lead 7-0. Victor Scott cuts right through. Earlier in the first quarter, if you joined us late on that blitz, he came through and knocked the ball out of Warren Moon's hands. This time, the blitz works for a sack.
They cross this time. Scott goes up inside, and Clinkscales goes all the way around and comes from the outside. Let's look at it again, Vern. As you can see, as Moon sets his timing, then Scott comes straight up the middle. No one picks him up. No one touches him. That's the responsibility of the fullback, who has to step up inside and take the most dangerous rusher in the secondary. That would have been Scott, and that should have been Moriarty's man. Pick him up and give Moon time to throw.
Third down, 15 with 3:38 to go, first half. 7-0 Dallas.
Now they got it coming again. They got another blitz.
Victor Scott chasing Moriarty, and they cut him down with a high-low. Scott up on top, and it'll be fourth down.
One of the One of the most confusing things for a quarterback is when you don't have any idea what the defense is doing. They're giving you a zone look. They're giving you blitzes and camouflage and everything. Victor Scott's playing himself a whale of a game. That time Dexter Clinkscales, number 47, he blitzes from the outside. They run a draw, which is a total wasted play against a blitz.
So Lee Johnson is on to punt for the 4th time, and Bill Bates and Leon Gonzalez wait back at the 10-yard line. Nice high kick. Way up there. Gonzalez, Bates fumbles it, picks it up, and runs out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Coming up next week on the NFL Today, it begins with the San Francisco-Atlanta game, and then Philadelphia-New Orleans. Some of you will see that. Minnesota against the Rams in other areas of the country. One of those 3 games to be seen next Sunday on CBS, and it all begins with the NFL Today. Check the local listings for the time in your area. Our score is 7-0, and one is a bit shocked that it is only a 7-0 game so far.
Well, with all the mistakes that the offense for the Oilers has made, and then the missed field goals by Sept, really this football game, we're looking at 7-0. These Oilers are still in this football game, irregardless of the mistakes they've been making.
Carl Poe has come in for the Dallas Cowboys, rookie from Alabama State. That's Cosby in motion, and White back to throw. Fires it out on the right side, caught by Mike Renfro, who, of course, and now they say he was juggling it, and it's incomplete. Renfro, of course, starred for the Houston Oilers. You remember playing against him, I'm sure.
Well, we had a controversial call by a ref in the corner when we played in the championship game in Pittsburgh when we played the Oilers, and looking back on it now, I can honestly say that Mike made a fine catch.
That's
one heck of a nice catch.
Wonderful admission 6 years later.
Can't hurt me now.
Renfro came for Butch Johnson, summer before last. 2nd down and 10. Dorsett the deep back in the eye, and Cosby in motion. Pitch out Dorsett. Gets a good block and cuts up to the 15-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 5. Raphael Septien's got to be wondering what is going on.
It's a lonely,
one extra point.
Excuse me, Vern. It's a lonely world for a kicker, especially one with the talent of this man, when you expect so much from yourself and you deliver so little in the first half. We don't know what the problems are, but he's missed 3 field goals, and we're not used. No one is used to him missing field goals like he has done today.
3rd down, 5, 2:10 to go first half. Cowboys lead, but only by 7-0. Safety blitz. White pops it out, caught by Cosby. And Cosby has a first down at the 24-yard line. Nice quick flip by Danny White, who knew the safety blitz was coming.
Well, he read Rod Cush, number 37. He saw him cheating up, and the safeties had gone over to coverage and gave Danny Danny, being the veteran quarterback that he is, he knew he had this man wide open. He pops it to Cosby. First down.
There is Gary Hogaboom on the sidelines with Tom Landry. We have the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. The Cowboys' touchdown came on a 7-yard toss from Danny White to Tim Newsom. They, however, have missed 3 field goals and have dominated in this game despite leading by only a touchdown. 2-minute warning, and the Cowboys have a first down 10 at the 24-yard line. White so far is 5 of 13 for 78 yards. One big pass to Tony Hill, the only long gainer. Dorsett hit behind the line and spilled for a loss at the 22.
I'll tell you, that's just a great play by Jesse Baker, number 75, as he had 2 blockers on him. Neither one of them could budge him. He split the blockers and made the sack on Dorsett. Just a great play by this guy. 75. They say he's their best pass rusher, and it looks like he's doing a pretty good job against the run, Vern.
2nd down, 11, quick count. White, deep left side, overthrows Tony Hill. And that will stop the clock with 1:32 to go and bring up a 3rd down, 11.
Well, Danny's not pleased with that. The ball slipped out of his hand, and that happens a lot. You know, one thing I could never do, and I hate to use the word never, but I never could throw those quick passes. You notice I never threw them. I just didn't have any timing. I always threw them too hard. I always threw them over everybody's head, but I had an excuse. I just didn't have the talent to do it. Danny does, and he's also got that bad hand there, so maybe that's giving him a little trouble. Danny
White was not on the injury list this week for the first time in 3 weeks. Said he's never been this banged up this early in the season. Cowboys not great on 3rd down conversions so far. James Jones has come into the lineup, 3rd and 11. Blitz is coming. White's in trouble at the 7-yard line. Keith Bostic. Hugh Campbell wants a timeout with 1:28 to go in the first half. The Oilers will get the ball back.
Well, there's not much you can do there. That's a case where people just get you out, man, and you can't get your pass off. And this is a page right out of the Cowboys book where they send in all their lines. They're sending their strong safeties. Danny's get across, telling Crosby, get across. Now the snap comes. He turns around. He's going to try to fire the ball back down to Crosby's, but it's too late as Bostic, 25, comes from the outside. Nobody picks him up, and he's sacked. 67, Stensrud also in there on the sack.
Second sack of Danny White by the Oilers.
I tell you, there's a minute 28 left in the first half, and they're going to be punting from the end zone. They get a good return here. Then the Oilers are going to be in. They're going to be automatically in field goal range.
Coming up at halftime, we'll go back to our New York studios for Brandon Irv with scores and highlights, and the inimitable Tommy Brookshire will have a feature on judgment calls.
Inimitable?
Inimitable.
That's a good one.
You only say that when you follow it up with Mississippi.
Oh,
it kind of flows together. Anyway, that's coming up at halftime. Brandon Irv with scores and highlights, and Tom Brookshire with judgment calls. So your alma mater won last night, Louisiana Tech.
That's right. There's Hugh Campbell talking to him. You get the feeling that he believes he's got a football team now, that he said, I can push some buttons now and make some things happen.
My alma mater won too. I just want to get that in. Texas Luther over Tarleton. Mike Saxon from the end zone. Oh, nice and high. Drury waits for it and will have a chance to return from the 39. Bill Bates is down there and makes the tackle at the 42. So the Oilers get one more chance to try and tie it up, and it comes with 1:18 to go in the first half. That was a 51-yard punt by Saxon and a return of 5, and a hang time of very impressive 5.4 seconds.
Well, you can always tell the punters in this league that have the real competitive spirit, don't let standing in the end zone mess them up. A lot of times you see a punter rush it or a punter shank it, but this time Saxon grabs the punt, knocks it 51 yards, and doggone near knocks him out of any chance to get in and get any points here.
Oilers get it back at their own 44-yard line, 1:18 to go, and they have 3 timeouts left. Stunts by the Cowboys front 4. Here comes Randy White. He's got Moon for the 8th time in the first half. It just looks mean.
Well, when you know they know they're going to throw the football, you make the job that much easier. The guesswork is out.
Holding, however, will wipe it out against the Cowboys.
Well, you have a stunt where Too Tall comes inside and Randy goes outside, and a lot of times one of these guys will grab the lineman, pull him out of the way to create a lane, and that very well could have happened then, Vern.
We'll find out from Fred White what happened.
Number 26, first down.
Michael Downs. So it was on the receiver. But a lot of times they'll run these in-tackle stunts where they go inside and outside, and it's not unlikely for them to grab a tackle and pull him aside and create a lane for the defensive end to go inside and make the trap.
That is the second time that a Cowboys sack of Warren Moon has been wiped out because of a penalty. Once a face mask on John Dutton, this time holding on Michael Downs. First down 10 from the 48. 1:12 to go first half.
Whoa! You think Too Tall had her in gear then? One of the interesting things was that Too Tall Jones told me, he said, I believe that being 6'9", I set a standard when I came in. People said I couldn't defend the run. He said, I think I've proven that. And now you see more and more defensive ends that are 6'6", 6'8". Well, Childress over here for Houston's a 6'6". The big man up in Kansas City, Bell, he's 6'8", 6'9". So Too Tall Jones certainly has proven his point.
First down and 5. Oilers now in Cowboy country at the 46-yard line. Still 1:12 to go in the first half. Warren Moon back to pass. Pressure coming. He goes deep left side. Caught at the 20. Drew Hill. And Hugh Campbell wants timeout. That's a gain of 26.
actually, what you're going to see is good coverage that time by Ron Fellows, number 27. It's on the right of your screen, folks. As Hill comes down, he's going to drive Fellows. Now he gets Fellows' turn. Fellows turns to cut him off deep, and now Hill comes out. Now he's got him covered, but look where Moon throws the football back towards the sideline, and Hill is between the ball and Fellows, and there's no way that Fellows can make that interception or knock that ball down without getting a penalty thrown on him. They get the big completion.
59 seconds to go. Drew Hill came in a trade with the Rams in the middle of the summer. Coming in, had a 17.8 yard per catch average. Last year, despite only 14 catches, he averaged 27.9 per catch for the Rams. He's got the speed. Matter of fact, the Cowboys really fear the Oilers' speed on the flanks, don't they?
Well, Gene Stallings told us yesterday, he said, we're really scared of their speed. We're going to play off on them, and we're going to give them a little bit of cushion, try to give them a lot of different looks, blitzes, zones, and bringing people in, overs and unders in their line, and really try to confuse them. But he said, we're going to keep our corners, Walls and Fellows, we're going to keep them off because we think they have excellent speed, which I found surprising because Smith, 83, is not a speed burner, but the other kid is. Hill is.
Now they send Drew Hill out left side against Ron Fellows. Tim Smith comes right side against Everson Walls.
Now they're faking the blitz. This is where they're playing games with Moon.
First down and 10 from the 20. Moon back. Lets it go into the end zone. Tussle for the ball. Intercept. Bates. Bill Bates.
This is a classic example of great pass defense. It starts with great pass rush. They're trying to confuse Moons. You see Scott in the middle. He's isolating one-on-one on the back. He's got that back. Moriarty man for man. They get good pressure on Moon that time. Instead of throwing the ball out of bounds, he tries to make something happen. He throws it downfield. Now Wolford throws a shot in the back of Bates, and that should have been a flag right there. That's 3 interceptions on Moon. You should have thrown that ball out of bounds or eaten it. There's no sense in giving it away.
So the Cowboys get their 3rd interception, take over with 50 seconds to go, and I expect will sit on this 7-0 lead. Dorsett. Flag is down again. Holding, Dallas. Jeff Donaldson made the tackle on Tony Dorsett.
We haven't seen an overpowering offense either side, although both, I think the Oilers have tried to be a little more open. Let's see what we got here. A little more open with their offense, and the Cowboys are being conservative, but neither offense has really done a lot. And if this continues, you've got to believe that some good things will happen to the Oilers in 7.
Holding, number 65, first down.
Kurt Peterson caught holding. But you got to think that some good things will eventually happen to a team if they'll just stay in there long enough and work at it.
There's Kurt Peterson, number 65, another of the many converted defensive linemen the Cowboys use in that offensive line. He was a defensive lineman at Missouri. 1st and 20 with 44 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Dorsett again. Watch out. Ooh. Steve Brown saved what could have been a huge gain for Tony Dorsett. And Dorsett is closing in on 100 yards in the first half. He's now got 90 on 13 carries. It would be, if it comes, his first 100-yard day of this season, and the first since December of last year. He had only 2 100-yard games in 1984.
I always love that stat they give you where they say, well, every time he rushes for 100 yards, they win. He's done that 40 times. I always got a kick out of that. Maybe we'll get to say that before the day is over.
If it comes up, I'll let you say it.
Thank you.
Danny White. Screen pass, Dorsett. And that will be the final play of the first half. Well, the story of the first half, quite simply, has been the Dallas Cowboy defense. With 3 pass interceptions, a fumble recovery, 6 sacks so far, 2 that have been wiped out. The offense has been unable to move against a sticky Oiler defense. Raphael Septien has missed 3 field goals, so Hugh Campbell's team only trails by 7 at the half. And Tom Landry, I'm sure, will have a little bit of oratory for his team.
He'll probably tell his team more than he told us yesterday.
He still looks on you as the guy who cost him 2 Super Bowls. That's why. The Cowboys lead it at halftime by a count of 7.
Haven't done.
Well, you know, when you have this.
Pray?
Well, no, you can do a lot of things. The thing that we have not seen Mooten do is get a rolling pocket, set up and roll outside. So maybe in the second half, to avoid Too Tall Jones and Jeffcoat and White, maybe they'll get a rolling pocket and get him outside. Right now, keeping him in the pocket and throwing these 10, 15, 20-yard passes downfield is getting him killed. And the thing that's so ironic about this is that Moon told us to stop Too Tall Jones, and then we're going to throw short passes. Today, I have seen those short passes thrown.
In contrast, the Cowboy offense has done about as we expected. They have kind of plugged along against a sometimes tenacious Houston Oilers defense. 7 quarterback sacks for the Cowboys. Total yards so far, 149 to 70. And the Cowboys have 3 interceptions and a fumble recovery. All of that has led up to a surprisingly small 7-0 Dallas lead as we get set for the second half here in the Astrodome. Second half, Verne Lundquist and Terry Bradshaw. Warren Moon, a battle-wearied Warren Moon with 7 sacks, will be back at quarterback for the Houston Oilers. The Cowboys will receive to open the second half. 6 of 13 for 97 yards, but 3 interceptions in the first half.
Actually, you know, in the first half, there were a lot of big plays that Warren came that close to making, and it was only because of the pressure that the defensive front of the Cowboys put on him that kept them from making big yardage. And in the second half, I would expect him to continue doing this. We'll see how they try to handle the front. Vern?
Lee Johnson will kick off for the Oilers. The Cowboys have John Williams and Robert Levette deep. A couple of unfamiliar names to longtime Cowboy fans, I'm sure. Levette is the rookie. Williams out of the USFL. This is Robert Levette from Georgia. Squirms it up to the 23-yard line, from which point the Cowboys take over first down and 10. Coming up this Saturday on CBS Sports, some of you will see the Michigan State-Iowa clash, and others of you will watch Arizona State against UCLA live at 2:30 Eastern Time next Saturday. Iowa under Hayden Fry off to a quick start. They demolished Iowa State yesterday, and Arizona State knocked off Southern Cal last night. Those 2 games, either of which you will see. Check the local listings for the game in your area. Here's Danny White, 6 of 15 for 78 yards and 1 touchdown in the first half. Set spilled at the 27-yard line. Cowboys will open up with Chris Schultz at left tackle to Glenn Titensor, Tom Rafferty, Kurt Peterson, and Jim Cooper in the offensive line. Dorsett now 5 yards away from his first 100-yard game of the year. And they were going to spell him rather with Robert Levette, but Dorsett has been in there the whole way, just about. Second down, 6. Newsom, the motion man. White looks for Cosby. He has Cosby. Downfield block supplied by Newsom, and Cosby out of bounds at the Oiler 41-yard line. That is a gain of 32.
This is an excellent job this time by Danny White of laying the ball over the defender to get it into the hands of Cosby. As you see, he comes around, and there's the ball barely over Bostic, 25, the strong safety. Now he's trailing. Now go look at the block by Newsom as he comes back and tries to help out and spring Cosby to go all the way for a touchdown. Good throw by Danny.
Brett Cornwell has come in now to the Cowboy lineup, number 85. He lines up tight to the left side. White on the half roll. Drills it for a diving Cornwell, who makes the catch and a first down at the 28-yard line.
This is good pass and catch. One of the hardest things to do. They always say that throwing to a quarterback, throwing to the right is easy, but for me it wasn't. That time Danny led Cornwell perfect. He made the catch and then avoided the big hit that time by Steve Brown as he came in and really tried to deck him.
White off to a good start in the second half, has hit his first 2 passes, and the Cowboys have a first down at the Houston Oilers 27. They lead 7-0. This will be Dorsett. Starts through and is tackled near the 20-yard line. And that puts him across 100 yards. There's the record. You want to read it?
39-2 every time Dorsett has rushed for 100 yards or more. Evidently, that's not bad, is it?
That's like saying the Steelers were 46-3 every time Bradshaw threw for 4 touchdowns.
I guess. Which never happened.
Second down 3. 12:44 to go third quarter. Cowboys on top 7-0. Mike Renfro, the motion man. And he may have been in motion as Newsom gets the handoff. There's a flag down. 2 of them, as a matter of fact. It might have been Newsom who cut upfield too early. Nope. Well, we've got the option here. Holding or motion. Longtime associate Jim Myers to the left of Tom Landry. And Jim Schaffner to his right. Here's the call being...
Illegal use of the hands, number 64, second down.
They got the Cowboy center, Tom Rafferty. He is the old man of that line now. Rafferty in his 10th year, having replaced John Fitzgerald, who in turn replaced Dave Manders. Total offense overwhelming in favor of the Cowboys, but they now have a penalty and a first down, or rather a second down and 13. Dorsett. Ray Childress with the tackle. And that will bring up a 3rd and 12.
You know, in talking to Tom Landry, as we take a look at Childress, their #1 draft choice out of A&M. There's Coach Landry. He was telling us, he said, boy, these guys pursue. I mean, their linebackers pursue, their ends pursue, their tackles pursue. And he said, we've got to do a lot of fancy stuff to really counteract their pursuit. That time, Childress all the way across from the blind side makes the tackle.
3rd and 12. Blitz is coming. And Cosby goes down to the turf to make the catch. If it stands, it's short of the first down. And that may mean Raphael Septien will get his 4th chance of the game. The catch is good.
Once again, you're going to see Danny White standing in there. He's Sinsrud coming around, but Bostic 25 is blitzing from the offside, and White has to unload the ball to his safety valve. 84 Cosby was way short of the first down as Bo Eason was all wrapped around Cosby that time. Now we got Septien in here, and we've got to wonder what's going through his head.
Wonder if they might try a fake field goal. I don't think so, but Raphael, as you saw, has missed 3, and this will be a 40-yard effort, middle of the field. Blocked in the line, but there are flags down.
Offsides, Houston.
Offside, that will not be enough for a first down. And Septien can't believe it.
He's taking a deep breath. Says, what else is going to go wrong today? You know, when this stuff's, boy, when it starts rolling down that mountainside and gathering moss, I mean, it is a tough rascal to stop till he gets all the way to the bottom. Maybe he's at the bottom. Who knows?
Offside, number 24, 4th down.
That is Steve Brown, who came across the neutral zone. Take a look at the play.
There you are, type left of your screen. He comes offside. Now they're going up inside. I can't see the number, but it's Sinsrud, number 67. He's got a real nice nickname.
Mungo.
Mungo.
Septien gets it 5 yards closer, and this time the kick will come from 35 yards away. Okaboom will hold. And Landry will watch as only he can. The shackles have been loosened. Raphael Septien finally finds the area. And the Cowboys have increased their lead to 10-0. For stadiums, but then there are times when all of us are in unanimity. There is a heck of a thunderstorm going on outside, but we're nice and dry in the Astrodome. The Cowboys go 60 yards in 7 plays. Key was a pass to Doug Cosby, and Raphael Septien gets the field goal. He's now set to kick off. Steve Tasker and Willie Drury are the deep men for the Oilers. I'm not sure it was an intentional squib kick, but squib kick it was, and Tasker's got it. Number 80 from Leoti, Kansas. And he gets it back to the 24 where Bill Bates made the tackle, which is No bulletin. Let's watch Bill Bates in action on the special teams, Terry.
Well, this is something I never had the good pleasure of performing on, with specialty teams, and thank goodness I didn't. But Bates is this guy was the all-pro special teams guy. He goes down through there, filters his way through, come out of Tennessee where you learn how to filter your way through everything up there, and makes the tackles. Been doing it for a couple of years now and doing it better than anyone in the National Football League.
10:38 to go, third quarter. Oilers' first offensive set of the second half. Hand off to Mike Rozier. In Philadelphia, the Eagles are at home to the Giants, and Paul McFadden has just kicked a 41-yard field goal to break a scoreless tie. I told you the Eagles were resurgent. You didn't believe. Oh, ye of little faith. I'm in a state of shock myself. Second down and 7. 10:05 to go, third quarter. Moon has had a long afternoon. Steve Tasker has come in as a wide receiver, wide to the left. Quick flip out to Tasker, number 80. Bobbles it, holds on. That's his first catch as a professional. Ron Fellows, number 27, made the tackle.
It's one of those little passes that, you know, we were talking about earlier, that is designed primarily to get the ball out to a quick receiver. You got corners that are playing off, which Stalling said our corners will play off of these people. You pop it out there to him, he misses. You make him miss a tackle, and you go all the way. That time they picked up, what, 5-6 yards? Now we got a 3rd and 1.
9:30 to go, third quarter. 3rd and 2 officially. And Moon is in the cockpit. Dutton stiffens him, Larry Moriarty, but he might have gotten enough to move the chain. .34 yards on the day on 8 carries for Moriarty. And that's a first down, 10, Houston. Nothing. Dallas leads at 8:55 to go in the third quarter. The blitz is coming. Rohr was knifing in from the outside, and then Jim Jeffcoat made the tackle on Mike Rozier. I think Rozier might have had an inclination to head left and then had to cut back because Rohr was blazing in from his linebacker spot.
That was a good time by Rohr, blitzing coming from the outside. He crashed down in, knocked the guards off, and forced Rozier back up inside again. He didn't give him the two-way go outside. He forced him automatically back into pursuit.
In his first year as a starter, having replaced the now traded Anthony Dickerson. I tell you, they're poets down here. A lot of Cowboy fans in the Houston area. Second down, 11, and Moon back to throw. Into the flat, he's got a man open. The catch is made by the tight end, Jamie Williams. Michael Downs with the tackle. That is short of the first down. There's a much-traveled Jamie Williams, drafted in the 3rd round by the New York Giants 2 years ago. Cut, acquired by St. Louis. Played about 4 games, was cut at the end of the year, acquired by Tampa Bay because they were having contract problems with Jimmy Giles. Never suited up at Tampa when Giles signed, and came here as a free agent and is now firmly installed as a starter. 3rd down and 4. 7:30 to go, third quarter. Moon drills it. Great catch, Drew Hill.
He's gone.
The Cowboys said they feared Houston's speed. Now you know why.
This is one of those 3-step and fire. Get rid of the football. Perfect timing. Drew Hill beats Ron Fellows inside. Now he sets up the safety, cuts outside, and it's a foot race. And believe you me, no one is going to catch this man.
Tony Zendejas on to try the extra point. A 57-yard toss. Moon to Hill, and the Oilers are right back in the thick of it. It's 10-7 with 7:20 remaining in the third quarter. Been a long time since the pom-poms were in force here in the Astrodome. But they distributed 55,000 of them today, and now Lee Johnson will kick off for the Oilers, who trail by only 3. Robert Levette will come out from 3 yards deep in the end zone and gets it to the 21-yard line as Jeff Donaldson is downfield to make the tackle. 4th-round draft choice of the Dallas Cowboys, who shined in preseason. Hasn't had a chance to play much once the regular season got underway.
Let's see what effect this touchdown pass to Drew Hill has on the defense now of the Oilers, who have, you know, they hung in there all day, put a lot of pressure on the Cowboys. Now we got a 10-7 ball game. Let's see what effect this has on the offense also of the Dallas Cowboys, whether or not they remain to be conservative or try to attack the young secondary.
Danny White has hit 50% of his passes. He's 9 of 18 for 132 yards. Dorsett over 100 yards in the game. White to throw on 1st down, deep left side, has a man. A flag is down on the near side of the field.
Steve Brown, you got Mike Renfro down here on the right side is pointing his finger at Steve Brown, number 24, saying, hey, this guy's all over me, throw a flag, and they did.
Personal foul will be called on number 24 of the Oilers. There is Steve Brown. And he and Renfro were having a bit of a tussle 50 yards away.
Number 24, 1st down.
They've tied it up. Jess Atkinson, who has been hired to replace Ali Hajashik, who's on injured reserve, has a field goal for the Giants, and they're at 3-3. That was a 49-yard field goal by Atkinson. Our score 10-7 with 7:05 to go 3rd quarter. 1st and 10, Dallas at the 45. Renfro in motion. Inside handoff, Newsom. And he is spilled as he gets near the 48-yard line by Steve Brown. Newsom now with 3 carries for 9 yards. He has the touchdown for Dallas. It came on a 7-yard run. .6:35 to go, 3rd quarter. 2nd down, 8. White with time pops it across the middle. The flag flies on the far side of the field. Dorsett got the catch, and Robert Lyles with the tackle. Procedure call against the Cowboys. Boy, there have been a lot of flags today.
Well, there have been, Vern. We've had face mask flags to offside.
Illegal formation.
All that is
2nd down.
Is people lining up on the line of scrimmage and not off the ball, and you've got a lot of those things happening in a football game that's played as hard as this football game is being played by their defenses, especially. There's a lot of things going on out there that are you're gonna have flags in games like this, and we're seeing a lot of them today.
Gary Hogeboom, backup quarterback, had just signaled in the play to Danny White. Second down, 12. They fake the screen left. Now White rolls out and fires it up at the 50-yard line. The catch is made by Newsom, and that will still leave them 5 or 6 yards short of the 1st down as Avon Riley, number 53, made the tackle. Word from the Cowboy bench is that Jim Jeffcoat, the defensive end, has suffered leg cramps but may return to the game. First half, the Cowboys with 153 yards to 72 for the Oilers. Houston has come back with 74 in the second, but 57 of those came on the one big pass play. Warren Moon to Drew Hill. Now 3rd down and 6. 10-7 game. 5:45 to go 3rd quarter. And the Oilers are coming. Across the middle, too high. And Brown almost took Tony Hill's head off. It'll be 4th down.
Well, Danny had him, and he knows he had him. It's just a case where he just rushed the football a little bit. He knew they had the blitz on. He knew he was going to get hit, and he fired the football, anticipated probably a little bit too soon, and and he had Hill wide open going across the middle. Could have been a big gainer, but he threw the ball too high. You can tell the frustration on his face. He said, I knew I had him, doggone it. I just rushed it. I knew he was going to get hit, but I just threw it too high.
Now Mike Saxon on to punt to Willie Drury. And these tenacious Houston Oilers have hung in here and trailed by only 3. Bush blocked it. Number 94. And Mike Q came up with a recovery.
Well, I tell you, in the second half, the Houston Oilers have taken this game in their own hands and say, we're going to make things happen. We're going to get the big plays. We're going to create the turnovers. You've had them in the first half, Cowboys. They come in here now and they get Cush inside, make the block punt, and then Q picks it up and gives the Oilers the ball. There it is coming from the outside. Number 94, boy, he just gets in there and nobody stops him.
Woolfolk to the outside. He's got great speed. And he drives the pigskin inside the 20 near the 16.
You heard the old word momentum. Well, Mo's jumped all over Houston's back now. They come out on a play they couldn't get anything out of in the first half. Now they turn around and throw it to Woolfolk on the round side. He goes for 8 yards.
There is Mike Q from the University of Hawaii, where he did not play his senior season because of injuries. As a matter of fact, he was a draft choice despite having caught only 10 passes in his entire collegiate career. Second down and 3. Moriarty spins and is driven down after a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 2.
We're fighting for the pride of Texas here. 2 Texas football teams. Now we're starting to see some fights. Moriarty out there picking fights. Lockhart picking fights.
This is only the 3rd time these 2 teams have met here. The first time was in 1974. It was a bitter defensive battle then. Dan Pastorini took a heck of a shellacking by the Cowboy defense, and Dallas won that 10-0. And Dallas won here in 82, 37-7. So despite the proximity of the 2 cities, they haven't played that much in regular season. They meet every year in preseason play. 3rd and 2. Oilers trail by 3. Larry Moriarty. Jeff Rohr and Gene Lockhart make the tackle, but not before, I don't believe. Looks like he's got enough for the first down. Well, they have not so indicated yet. Yes.
Yes, first down.
Dallas led 10-0. When Drew Hill caught a 57-yard touchdown pass to make it 10-7, and Frank Bush blocked the Mike Saxon punt. Moon to Mike Rozier, dropped for a loss at the 15 by Dexter Clinkscale, the strong safety.
Well, they had a safety blitz on that time, and Clinkscale comes up on the outside. He is the containment, and the lineman can't get out in time to seal him and kick him out of the place so the running back can cut inside. Clinkscale's out on the strong side. As you see the turns, he tosses to Rozier. Rozier cuts back inside, and there's 47. Clinkscale's waiting on him. You're going to see a lot of blitzes down here because what they're going to try to do is keep you out of field goal range, keep you from scoring, and they're going to put everybody they can in your face.
Moon to throw. Drew Hill slipped on the baseball area around home plate. The Astros play at home here tomorrow night. So we are in the baseball configuration, and he slipped in the dirt.
Well, I never understood why they don't cover up all those gaps. This is the craziest looking thing I've ever seen. We got second and third base, pitcher's mound, and when I used to play down here, they used to dig the hole out and put a big old plywood covering over and put some AstroTurf on. You could go bouncing around this place. Now it looks like something you ought to be riding horses on.
3rd down, 13.
Blitz outside.
Moon has been sacked 7 times.
Now they check out of it.
Not this time. Almost picked off. Ron Fellows just about had it.
One of the toughest teams to throw touchdown passes on inside the 20-yard line is is the Dallas Cowboys. I know I've played them so many times. I know how hard it is to figure out where the double coverage is, where the blitzes are coming from, what the tendencies are of their corners inside or outside. Is extremely difficult. They do a wonderful job of confusing and disguising their coverages. It's almost impossible sometimes to figure out what to do with it.
Now Tony Zendejas, you saw his figures for the year, 4 out of 6, and this for the tie from 33 yards out. We're tied at 10. The Cowboys are arguing about it, but it stands. We're 10-10. If I was a gambling man, I'd place money on the fact he's not a jogger.
That guy graduated from Texas Lutheran.
8 yards and 7 plays after the block punt. Zendejas with a 33-yard field goal, and Lee Johnson getting ready to kick off. We are tied at 10 with 2:42 to go, third quarter. Levette will grab this at the 4. And is finally knocked out of bounds near the 27-28-yard line. Coming up tonight on CBS, all new edition of 60 Minutes. That'll be followed by the season premiere of Murder, She Wrote with Angela Lansbury, and then a highly acclaimed special starring Kirk Douglas, Amos. All of that tonight on CBS. We are in the Astrodome. We're tied at 10-10. Chicago, Jim McMahon has thrown another touchdown toss. He has also caught one from Walter Payton today. Kansas City blowing out Seattle. St. Louis doing the same to Green Bay. First down and 10. White will throw on first down. Left side. Mike Renfro has the grab up near the 35-yard line. In front of Patrick Allen.
I tell you, you can see the change as it comes over. Now Renfro goes out and makes a simple hook. Danny does a fine job of popping the ball in there. And then instead of having one defensive back around him, Verne, what do you see? 3. So it's gang tackling.
Second down and 4. And New England still leading the Raiders by a count of 20-14. That's in the third quarter. Second down and 4 with 1:54 to go, third quarter. 10-10 ball game. Pitch out, Dorsett going left, gets a block from Newsom, and will be close to the first down spot. Robert Lyles made the tackle. Now let's go to New York for this update with Brett Musburger.
Well, Vern, here's how the Giants went ahead of the Philadelphia Eagles. It'll be Sims to Bavaro, and for the rookie from Notre Dame, his first touchdown watch, he just does hold it long enough. Extra point is good, and it's the Giants over the Eagles 10-3. Let's go back to Vern and Terry.
Bavaro, of course, is the man who replaced Zeke Mowat out for the year with an injury. 10-10 ball game. There is Randy White on the sidelines. Looks like he's played a little today.
Well, if you told someone that had never seen this place that we're playing indoors today, they'd never know that about the mud and the grit and grime all over Randy White's uniform. But you know, that's the Astrodome. I played here many a times, and I've seen conditions like this. And you know, I prefer having the roof off and kicking it outside in the mud and the rain.
Cowboys need that much for the first down. They are only 1 out of 9 on third down conversions in the game. And they will go with 3 tight ends. Fred Cornwell comes in, number 85. And Brian Salonen, who alternates as linebacker and tight end, number 89, is in as a third tight end. Third and about 2 inches. 10-10 ball game, 1:35 to go, third quarter. Salonen, the motion man. Dorsett, I don't know.
I tell you, it's just gonna, if they want them to have it, they can mark it there. But from what I'm seeing this, there's no one moved. It doesn't look like you got an inch out of this.
And if he didn't, do you kick or do you go for it?
You're asking me.
Uh-huh.
Well, the way that
you're not the conservative one.
No, I'm not, but I would definitely punt the football. I wouldn't.
Would you?
I wouldn't take a chance. No, not as well as they're playing, and things aren't going well for your football team right now. I'd get the football out of there and kick it down the other end of the field. There's your first down.
Lost yardage. It'll be 4th and a foot. And that is exactly what Tom Landry has in mind as he sends on Mike Saxon, who had his last punt blocked. That one didn't work. 4th and a foot for the Cowboys in a 10-10 ball game with 70 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Willie Drury drifts back to the 20, waiting for it. And Mike Saxon will kick it away. No rush this time. Saxon sends it high, but not terribly deep. Fair catch by Drury at the 20. A 41-yard kick, 4.8 hang time. We remain tied at 10. 3rd quarter, Verne Lundquist and Terry Bradshaw from the Astrodome, where the Houston Oilers have fought back with 10 unanswered points in this quarter to tie things up. Jim Jeffcoat is on the bench for the Cowboys. And John Dutton retains his spot at left tackle. Kevin Brooks has come in, the #1 draft choice of the team. He is occupying Jeffcoat's spot at right end. On 1st down 10, Warren Moon, the quarterback, has been much more effective in this 3rd quarter. They keep it conservative, and look at the quick opener to Larry Moriarty. Michael down, saved the bunch. He's feisty.
This is one of those quick traps. Moon's going to turn around. You see the guards and everyone. It's just where they pile everyone down. Tackle goes down inside that time. That was Randy White, 54. He went in towards Romano, so the guard took him on down inside. And he came, Moriarty read it, came off his hip and got big yardage that time.
May not have time for the last play of this quarter, as the Oilers have shown a lot of spark here in the 3rd quarter. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with our score, the Houston Oilers 10 and the Dallas Cowboys 10. We now pause for a word from your local station. Back for the final 15 in the Astrodome. The Oilers with a 1st down 10 at their own 32-yard line. Score tied 10-10. Verne Lundquist and Terry Bradshaw. Handoff goes to Mike Rozier to open the 4th quarter. Terry, have you gotten a sense that Houston has gotten a little more conservative in their game plan?
Well, you said conservative a while ago, and Moriarty breaks for 13 yards. Conservative also when you say a short pass, but short passes go 80 yards. No, I don't think they're conservative. I think they sense momentum has switched to their side. They have the intense level right now, and they're taking it to the Cowboys, and their line's coming off the ball and blocking them, and they're running the football. And if they can do this, they will eventually set up time for Moon to throw the football.
2nd down and 8. 2nd half, less than 100 yards by both teams. Here's Hegman on the blitz, but Moon gets it rid of it. And Rohr tipped it, then fell backwards and couldn't hang on. And that will set up a 3rd and 8.
Came out this time and tried to do a little pass, set up a little play action pass. They'd been running. They had the time. Hegman was coming from the outside. Moon steps up and tries to dink a little pass over to center. And a good job by Rohr from the outside linebacker spot. Doggone near intercepted the thing.
Hegman, meanwhile, coming on the blitz. Injured on the play.
Hegman put me in this position one year in the Super Bowl when he came inside and
stole the ball from you.
Stole it right out of my arms. I mean, I had the thing in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember some bad things.
But the object of the game is to hold on to it, right?
Well, that was the object, but he's a lot bigger than I am. And
looks like you'd be all right. As Cowboy trainer Don Cochran was quickly out there to assist him and position Dr. Pat Evans. They accompany him off to the sidelines. Bill Bates comes in as the linebacker now on 3rd down and 8. 14-18 to go in the game.
Excuse me, Vern. They're bringing Bates in because they're anticipating the fact that they want to get the football. They, being the Oilers, want to throw the football to Woolfolk, and so they're going to bring Bates in, and he's going to isolate man-to-man on Butch Woolfolk coming out of the backfield. If he can't handle him, what they'll do is come in with another defensive back, and then they'll double him. So they've got a game plan, and they're anticipating now that the Oilers will try to come out and try to hit him with the football. So we're going to bring in Bill and let him cover him man-for-man all over the football field. There's Bates right there. Got to be proud of his volunteers yesterday, the job they did on Auburn.
Ooh, did they?
The quarterback at Auburn was a kid I used to sit on my lap, Bobby Walden, and rock him to sleep in Pittsburgh my rookie year. Now he's a big old 6'3", 190-pound kid down in Auburn and doing a good job, a freshman.
Meanwhile, Warren Moon gets set to bring his team up for
A 3rd down and 8. Dennis Thurman was talking about Warren Moon and their friendship yesterday, and he said Moon is testimony to a man who refused to give up on his dream. After he graduated from high school, he was recruited by several Pac-10 schools who wanted to make him either a defensive back or a wide receiver. He said, no, I want to be a quarterback. So he went to junior college. Don James at Washington says, we'll give you a start at quarterback. He went up there and started for 2 years. The NFL wanted to draft him as a wide receiver or a defensive back. He said, no, I'm a quarterback. So he went to Canada, played up there for a few years, and then signed a $6 million contract in the NFL as a quarterback.
Not bad.
Blitz intercepted, picked off by Ron Fellows. That is the 4th interception by the Cowboys in this football game, and their 13th of the year. The blitz set it up. It was Dexter Clinkscale in the face of Warren Moon.
You almost have to anticipate this is exactly what the Cowboys are going to do. Is Victor Scott inside, Bates is coming inside, and 47 Clinkscales from the outside. 3 safeties blitzing, leaving man-for-man coverage out here. There's no way in the world Moon has time to set up and throw the football the way he can throw it. Once again, he tries to make something happen, and Fellows, number 27, steps inside and intercepts the ball.
The Cowboys opened the season with 6 interceptions at Joe Theismann. They have 4 off Warren Moon this afternoon, and they have the football at the 19 in a tie game. Dorsett, not much there. Just a quick recap of scoring. Dallas went on top on a 7-yard toss from Danny White to Tim Newsome in the 2nd quarter. But Raphael Septien missed 3 first-half field goals. It was 7-0 at the half. Septien then hit in the 3rd quarter to give Dallas a 10-0 lead. Drew Hill caught a 57-yard touchdown toss from Warren Moon to make it 10-7. Frank Bush blocked a Mike Saxon punt. Field goal by Zendejas made it 10-10. That's where we are right now. 2nd down, 9. White to throw, 3-step drop. Going in the end zone for Dorsett. Incomplete. Coverage by Avon Riley, who was right with him.
Avon Riley did a heck of a fine job. You've got to realize that number 33, Dorsett of the Cowboys, is isolated man for man on Avon Riley. He's got him inside in the top right of your screen, folks. He's trailing. Actually, Avon is trailing Dorsett, and there's the football, and his left arm just accidentally knocked the football away, or else Dorsett had an opportunity to make the touchdown grab.
Cowboys are 1 of 10 on 3rd down conversions, and they face a 3rd and 9 right now. Word from the bench on Hagman, just shaken up. We'll be back. Blitz. White reads it, hits Hill, drop. Threw the pass before Tony Hill made the cut. There's a flag down as well on the far side of the field. Motion call. Dallas will be declined, I'm sure.
Illegal motion, right side of the line, declined. 4th down.
So once again, it's Raphael Septien, who is 1 of 4 in the game.
I've seen a lot of football games where big plays are created by blitzes, but I've never seen a game where so many blitzes have caused so many things happen. I've never seen 2 teams blitz so much and really in my entire life.
This one from 36 yards away. Gary Hogaboom will hold.
Hit the crossbar.
We're still tied at 10. Long career with the Dallas Cowboys since being acquired as a free agent. This is the first time Raphael Septien has ever missed 4 field goals in a game.
Well, one thing I saw right there was the seams were right on his foot, Vern. The laces were right directly on his foot, and the holder's responsibility is to get the seams away from his foot so he can kick the leather so they won't slide off. So I would say that time that the holder didn't get the ball turned around. That's not to say that he shouldn't have gone on and kicked it through the uprights.
Oilers have it, 10-10 game, 13:20 to go. Warren Moon hands it off on the draw play. Mike Rozier. And a quick gain of 16 yards.
Hugh Campbell told me, he said, I don't play Rozier that much because he's kind of limited in what he can do because of so many offenses that he's been involved in. But this is a good example that time of Williams coming down inside, giving the lead block. There you see Dutton. He's lead blocks on Dutton. Now it's just a foot race. Number 26, Downs, misses him, and Walls comes over number 24 and makes the tackle.
First down 10, Houston. Up the middle, Larry Moriarty runs right into Randy White. And then Ed Jones completes the play.
You got to ask yourself, what's this football team going to be like when you have Rozier that knows the offense and is ready to contribute to the football team? When Moon gets his receivers and the line gets healthy, you've got to see an outstanding football team developing here in Houston.
Hugh Campbell in his second year. My goodness, how much more confident he sounded when talking with us on Saturday morning than he did a year ago when we were here. Second down and 8, 10-10 ball game. Blitz. Rozier hit at the line, driven down. It'll be third down and 9, or perhaps 10. Gene Lockhart, who played his collegiate ball at the University of Houston and is a happy young man with a brand new contract, renegotiated.
You know, we've talked about blitzes, and I said I've never seen so many, and I want to explain. Blitzes take away the gaps. There's no place for a runner to go. He has to go outside, either trap him. If you pitch deep, there's no place to go. Blitzing creates problems for offensive lines, and that's why we're seeing so many of these today.
Third and 9. Let's see if that's what the Cowboys have in mind here. Doesn't appear so. It is not. But the rush is coming nonetheless. And they finally get a struggling Warren Moon down. That is the first sack of the second half. And I said no blitz, but Bates was there.
Well, Bates coming does not create a blitz because everyone else is dropping off, and they're sending 4 people, which is not unlike having a 4-down lineman. He was just an extra lineman that time, so you don't count him as a blitz. You're going to see an offensive line this time of Romano and Schumacher and Munchak, the left guard, doing a good job. There's no one open downfield. Sometimes you can call plays that are designed for zone coverages, and sometimes you call them for man, and just the opposite. This could be the case that the Oilers had that time.
Twin safeties for the Cowboys to accept Lee Johnson's great kick. Gonzalez at the 19 and darts out of bounds at the 24-yard line. That's a 48-yard kick, and officially nothing on the return. Tom Landry in search of his 246th victory. Jim Myers looking on, who has been with him since almost the beginning. 11:21 to go in the game. 59,686 on hand today. A full house watching the Cowboys and the Houston Oilers meeting for only the 5th time. The Giants have gone on top of Philadelphia by 7, and the Raiders lead New England by 1. We are tied at 10. Verne Lundquist and Terry Bradshaw. 11:21 to go in the game. And Danny White, quick step, fires in the flat for Cosby, who has the ball and is knocked out of bounds by Keith Bostic, the strong safety, number 25. St. Louis pounding away at Green Bay as the Cardinals are about to go 3-1 in the young season. And Kansas City over Seattle. How about that?
That's a surprise. I really thought Seattle had one of the better teams this year. Well, maybe coming off Monday night's loss.
And then having to travel. And Chicago has been all over Washington since falling behind 10-0. Second down, 7. 10-10 ball game, 10:43 to go. White in trouble, gets rid of it, hits an Oiler right in the back. It's Robert Lyles, number 93. And that will bring up a third down and 7.
Denny's coming back, and he's got Dorsett coming out of the backfield, trying to get an option route to him where Dorsett has the option of going outside or inside. But you can tell here he steps up inside, is knocked down by Childers, and then hits Lyles right on the back of the head with the football.
Cowboys are 1 of 11 on third down conversions. Blitz coming. White going deep left side. Incomplete. Robert Abraham defending. Intended for James Jones. And Patrick Allen was also there.
It's a deep pass against. It was just the opposite of what they had earlier to Dorsett when they were trying to hit him on the other side. Now they come back with Jones on the left. Abraham isolated man for man. You couldn't have a better situation, Vern. Once again, the ball was thrown there. Jones got his hands on it, but when he hit the ground, the ball bounced out.
Mike Saxon has had one punt blocked. Willie Drury, the rookie, is back to return it. He waits at the 30. That punt block set up the tying field goal in the third quarter. They're coming again. Saxon gets rid of it. It's a dandy kick. Chases Drury all the way back to the 18. Gets by the first man. Gets by the second. Does not get by numbers 3 and 4. Fred Cornwell made the tackle with help from Bill Bates. A 54-yard kick, but 15 on the return. Coming up next Sunday on the NFL on CBS, many of you will see the San Francisco-Atlanta game as the 49ers seem on a roll now. Philadelphia takes on New Orleans and other areas of the country, and Minnesota goes out west to take on the Los Angeles Rams. That's coming up next Sunday. Check the local listings for the time of the game in your area. 10:22 to go, 10-10 ball game. Warren Moon so far is 9 of 20. He has been sacked 8 times. Intercepted 4. He has been sacked 9 times. And this time it's the Cowboys' #1 draft choice, Kevin Brooks from Michigan.
They are just really giving their tackles. Left side, Harvey Salem, 73, was the first game he's been back. He played a little bit last week, and then Bruce Matthews, 74. This time it's going to be Matthews, 74, as he sits outside. There's Jones doing a good job. Jones swims around him, but on the inside, Dutton comes in, and Dutton gets a hand on him. And then Kevin comes across on the outside and puts him down. Kevin Brooks, number 99.
Second down and 14. Draw play. There are whistles, however, so let's start it over. And a flag on the far side.
Hey, you try quick screens, they don't work. They blitz, they don't work. Then you try draws, they don't work. What works? You know,
cross guard, left guard, second down.
You can read Warren's mind. Say, what do we got to do to move the football? Give me time. He doesn't want to jump on those. Hey, come on, guys, give me time. But he wants them. They can look at him. He's picked himself up off the turf 11 times. 2 of them call back, and they're seeing this, and they're saying, hey, we got to give this guy some time. They're doing their best, but boy, nothing has worked. The Cowboys' pass rush has just been too much for the young offensive line today.
Now David Ponder, in his first year with the team, number 97, has come in replacing John Dutton defensively for the Cowboys. 2nd and 19. Stunts by the defensive line. A deep drop by Moon. Good downfield coverage. You can't find anybody open. Wings it. He's got a man. Tim Smith, first down. What a marvelous job of waiting by Warren Moon. A 23-yard gain.
The first time they came out, they did a little draw to slow things down. Now they come out and they run a pass. Now look at Moon. He has plenty of time. He's plenty of time. He searches the field. No one's open. Now he comes outside. Jones is forced inside. He moves. Smith says, come on, get outside. Smith jumps outside. Moon throwing on the run, something he does very well. And he said, I want to do more of this. He told Cam, hey, look, you know, I have my ways of telling them when I want the offense to change.
They overcome a 2nd down and 19, and they've got the ball as Rozier gets the handoff and plunges over left tackle across the 50 to the 49. Jeff Rohr made the tackle. 9:18 to go in the 10-10 ball game. There's the Yaley, only the 2nd player from Yale to play for the Cowboys, and the first, you might recall, was a man named Calvin Hill back in 1969.
Well, he got to Yale. I think he went from Tech to Yale, Louisiana Tech, because the guy has a pet snake and says he likes to hit. Those Yaleys don't talk like that, Vern.
2nd and 7, 10-10 game. Moon, draw play, slips it to Moriarty, breaks a tackle, and moves the ball down to the 46.
You can see things have changed now. They sack Moon. Now they come out. They get Moon outside on a scramble, 23-yard gain. They're overcome a 19-yard loss. Now they come back and they hit Rozier 5 yards, and then Moriarty 5 more yards. So you can see this thing as it builds up on the Oilers side and goes down on the Cowboys side.
3rd and 5, 8:25 to go in the game. It's 10-10, Houston and Dallas from the Astrodome. Warren Moon is now 10 of 21 for 189 yards. Jamie Williams starts in motion, and the clock had just about wound down in 30 seconds.
And Moon calls timeout just before it had expired.
That's one of the problems you have when you have all that wiggle stuff there on the sideline, and Moon has to turn around instead of concentrating on what he wants to call and seeing a guy, hey, they're wig-waggling stuff in, Verne giving them all this stuff, and it slows them down, and they get up there, and now they don't have time to execute a play.
We'll see Philadelphia, New Orleans, and others will watch Minnesota and the Los Angeles Rams. We're in the Astrodome for this 5th meeting between these two teams. Houston has never defeated Dallas here. Series goes back to 1970, the first time these two teams played. The Cowboys won in the Cotton Bowl 52-10. Landry, of course, was the coach. Craig Morton was then the quarterback. They played here in 74. Dallas won 10-0. Then they met in 79, the only Oiler victory, and what a great one that was. Thanksgiving Day up at Texas Stadium. Earl Campbell went nuts. Dan Pastorini had a good day, and the Oilers won it 30-24. And then the last one was 37-7 here in 82.
Good shot of Hugh Campbell there talking to Edwards. You know, the thing I said earlier in the broadcast about pushing buttons. He brings in Rozier, he brings in Moon. They get Hill into the offense. They get Woolfolk in the offense. They get Jamie Williams in the offense. He said, this year I'm more comfortable because, and we get Childress in the draft, because I have more buttons to push. I have more weapons to work with.
See which button he pushes now on 3rd down and 5 with 8:11 to go. 10-10 game.
That's beautiful, Verne. We set that up.
Blitz. Victor Scott. Moon reads it. Got the first down plus. Butch Woolfolk. A gain of 26. And Warren Moon did a great job of reading the blitz. His lineman picked it up.
You're going to see Victor Scott, 22. This is a blitz they've been running all day with Bates, 22 and 40. This time, Edwards come up. Now he engages and knocks Scott off just enough that gives Moon enough time to hit Woolfolk with the football. Now the defensive back falls off. Now you got a big play. This is what happens. Feast or famine with the blitz.
1st and 10. Houston 10-10 game. 7:30 to go. Rozier hit and dropped. He gained nothing. Randy White, number 54, made the tackle.
Going back to that blitz, that's one of the things that's so well all day long for three quarters, 3.5 quarters. Now we've seen them set the Oilers back, set them back, and now in a big drive they come up with the blitz, and what happens? One little key block, and boy, we got a big play.
Raiders still lead by 1 in the 4th quarter. Green Bay trailing St. Louis by 19, and Kansas City over Seattle. We're tied at 10 at 2nd down and 9. From the Cowboy 20, Moon with a handoff. And Larry Moriarty doesn't pick up anything. It'll be 3rd and 9. Clinkscale was there with the tackle. Moriarty a little slow, more than a little slow getting up. Hasn't done so yet. And the Oiler trainers have come out to help minister to him. 51 yards on 13 carries so far. He's a real fire plug in that backfield, a very emotional player. Coming up next Sunday on the NFL Today, a feature on Eric Dickerson called Dickerson Sweep Right. It's his favorite play, and he runs it about as well as anybody in the league. Boy, what a testimony for preseason conditioning he gave last Monday night.
Well, don't be fooled by that, because Eric Dickerson is, there are thoroughbreds and then there are thoroughbreds, and the guy's in a class by himself. But I give 3 or 4 more years when he gets in there, 27, 28, 29, and that will be a different story. He's just a rare cat, Eric Dickerson. But there's something else you have to realize, too, that in about 3 weeks, we'll see how that conditioning pays. Easy to go out there and do it the first day in training camp, but that 4th and 5th day, or that 4th and 5th game, will be the telltale signs of just how much missing that camp has meant to him.
Moriarty's okay. He trots off. And the Oilers have a 3rd down and 8 from the 19 with 6:32 to go in the game. Score tied 10-10. In contrast to the Cowboys, 1 of 12 on 3rd down conversions. Houston is 6 of 14. Cowboys burned on the blitz last time on 3rd down. See what they've got in mind this time. Everybody in tight to protect against the blitz. Moon lets it go for the corner.
Incomplete in the end zone as Ron Fellows had perfect coverage. It'll be 4th down, and Tony Zendejas comes on.
They kept everyone in that time, including their backs, put their backs up inside in case they blitz, and only sent out Hill and Renfro that time. I mean, Hill and Smith, 83. Sent 2 receivers out, kept everyone else in the block to give Moon time to throw the football, and still there was no way for him to get open.
Zendejas, 2 years in the NFL. Huge signing bonus from the Washington Redskins, who cut him and kept Mark Mosley. He has replaced Florian Kemp as the kicker here. 5 of 7 for the year, both misses in the Redskin game. This will come from 37 yards out of Steve Tasker's hold. No good. It's catching. There is a kicker's contagious disease flowing through the Astrodome. Zendejas, who was acquired in a trade for the Redskins before the regular season, is now 1 of 2. That's a little bit better than his counterpart on the opposite side, Rafael Septien, who is 1 of 5. And as a result of all those miscues, we are still tied 10-10 as Danny White leads the Cowboys up from their own 20-yard line. James Jones and Dorsett are in the backfield now. Mike Renfro starts in motion. Play fake, White rolls out, pulls up and lobs the pass to Jones, who completes the grab for a gain of 6 yards. And Mike Stensrud made the tackle.
Good job by Danny that time as he came out with a little counter play and they had pressure on him. He had a short valve guy and he just popped it to him before the guy got in his face. Anything now to keep the ball moving downfield, 3 yards, 4 yards, take anything you can, and did a good job that time of releasing the football before he was sacked.
Got 6 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd down and 4. The clock shows 5:35 to go in the game. 10-10 tie. White is now 14 of 28. Cosby, the motion man. Dorsett gets the pitch out. And a block from James Jones. 1st down, Dallas. That freed Dorsett to come around the right side. Bo Eason, number 21, made the tackle. Dorsett now with 112 yards on 20 carries.
The best way to attack an aggressive football team that likes to pursue is to go right at them. That time, that's exactly what the Cowboys did. Just a simple pitch. Jones leading up inside on Lyles, and then he cut back inside, and Abraham had to make the stop.
4:50 to go in the game. 1st and 10, Dallas, operating from their own 32-yard line. Deep right side. Good coverage from Steve Brown. And the pass is overthrown and incomplete, intended for Tony Hill. Word from the Cowboy bench is that Timmy Newsome is out of the lineup with a twisted knee and is not expected to return. In many ways, it's been a calmer year for Danny White, who went through the turmoil of the quarterback controversy last year, but told us last night if this season was going to be anything like a year ago for him, he might have considered walking away from football. He discovered that there was more to life in this game.
The most important thing he said, though, he believes that he's a better football player and a person because of what happened to him last year.
2nd and 10. Pitch out. Dorsett almost caught behind the line.
Johnny Meads, you know, there are impact players, which is the big term now used in sports. But there's impact players and there's impact players. And this time, Johnny Meads comes flying across, knocks off everyone, forces Dorsett back inside. And then Donaldson, 31, comes up, makes the stop.
Johnny Meads has taken the place occupied for so many years with such distinction by Robert Brazile, whom you said a year ago was the toughest linebacker you ever faced.
Well, he was. He was crazy. He was fearless. He was big. He was fast. Just an outstanding linebacker.
The Cowboys have been woeful on 3rd down conversions, and they've got a big one right here with 3:55 to go.
Now they're faking the blitz.
Everybody move but Rafferty.
But just by looking at Danny, I would hesitate. There you are. I was going to say, by looking at Danny White's reaction, it has to be against the Cowboys.
False start, number 62, third down.
One of the things that Danny White told me that I found interesting, Vern, in talking about him was the fact that he said, I wish we had our offense of 2 years ago with the defense we have this year, we would be Super Bowl contenders. Not that they won't be, but he felt like with that offense and this defense, they definitely would be.
3rd and 17, 3:35 remaining in the ball game. 10-10.
Bostic blitzing, backside, got him.
Just as White let it go.
Bostic runs right over 23, James Jones. Jones really was caught off guard and didn't expect Bostic to come. He delayed it, fired across, and got to White just as he was releasing the football. 25 right in the center of your screen. Now see Jones now, he says, oh, there's my man. He reaches out and gets behind him. He's too late, and there Bostic gets to him. Good side coming, also good pressure coming from the inside from number 56, Robert Abraham.
Mike Saxon is on to punt. Keith Bostic still on the special teams. Willie Drury waits for it at the 33-yard line. Line drive kick, a very poor kick. Drury at the 40. Slips and is driven down at the 46-yard line. Ricky Easman, number 42, made the tackle. A 37-yard kick, 8 on the return. It looked like a low liner to right field. And the Oilers take over with 3:20 to go in the game. For now, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York for this NFL update. Looks almost as crazy as our game. Here's Moon in trouble. Ed Jones got him. That's 10 times he's been down today.
Ed Too Tall Jones has played as well a game as I've ever seen a defensive end play. Played against him so many times, but he is literally wearing out 74 Bruce Matthews, who makes no attempt whatsoever to cut him off and force him out wide, gives him the inside lane. And for a guy like Too Tall Jones, if you give him inside lane, he'll take it and make a sack, and that's what he did.
Cowboys 2 away from the NFL record, and they've had 2 wiped out by penalties. 2nd and 15, Moon hit from behind. The blitz got him again. This time it was Bill Bates and Dexter Klingscale.
For those of you sitting at home and saying, well, this job is easy, and these guys right here playing, boy, I believe I could do that. But you see the pounding that Moon has taken today, and the many looks that the Cowboys have given him to confuse him with the sacks and the blitzes. And then you have a different perspective of the job the man's trying to get done. And it's hard to do it by yourself. You've got to have the help of the other 10 guys around you. It can't be done by one man, regardless of his $6 million price tag.
3rd and 15, the Oilers go with 3 wide receivers. 2 to the right side, 1 left, 2:56 to go in the game. Cowboys are blitzing. They're sending 5. That's 11 sacks in the game. Dexter Klingscale.
You could cut out this entire game and cut out the blitz reels, and you can see everyone coming inside, engaging. Klingscale's coming outside. They're just engaging these people and confusing the young line, and someone's coming free. What you're seeing, if one of these guys pulls out and takes Klingscale's, then Bates or Scott, they're free. So it's been I think it's been one of the most brutal lessons in how to handle a blitz as I've ever seen.
Lee Johnson on to punt. 2:25 to go in the game. Fine high kick by Johnson. Leon Gonzalez calls for the fair catch.
It hit a Cowboy.
There's a scramble at the 25, and Dallas has recovered.
You never know when big plays are going to happen on special teams, big passes, tips, fumble recovers, and even in a play like this where the ball hits the ground, it hits a Cowboy trying to run away. A big opportunity for the Oilers to recover and have the ball on the 25, and now they don't.
Tom Landry said at his press conference on Tuesday in Dallas that he wasn't really thrilled with the idea of having 2 men back there. He'll be less thrilled after today. Everson Walls comes up with the recovery. And the Cowboys take over with 2:15 to go. 10-10 ball game. Dorsett, he's got some room. And a first down at the 43.
Good job by the inside. Schultz, the left tackle, Titans or 63, the left guard. The center that time, Rafferty, all of these guys closing down inside, giving a good lane for Dorsett to come pick his spot, off tackle, off guard, and it bounces outside. It's a good job that time. You're going to see it again. A little misdirection, fake to Jones, give off. Now you got 61 pulling around, Cooper coming around from his tackle spot, and everyone else is sealed off inside. Dorsett does the rest.
Stops the clock with 2:10 to go in the game. The Cowboys and Oilers are tied at 10. Dorsett now with 128 yards on 22 carries. Mike Renfro in motion, play fake, White with time this time. Lobs it deep. He's got James Jones out of bounds with the catch at the 32. Make it the 33.
Play action once again to fool and hold the linebackers. And while you're doing this, slip James Jones out. Now you see Avon Riley misses him. Now he picks him up late and tries to run down there with him. Too late. Jones has got him beaten. Downtown, 91 Meads is trying to catch up. Good pass by White. Good catch that time by Jones.
That's a 35-yard catch by James Jones. Al Levan, the running back coach, said of James Jones, he's got the heart of a lion. Out 2 years with a blown-out knee. Came back this year. Threw a touchdown pass to Danny White last week. Dorsett skips, breaks left. He's got a downfield block. He's inside the 5 and down at the 1. And Tony Hill laid the block that got him free downfield.
These are things you don't coach what you're fixing to see, folks. He's inside right, nowhere to go, cut back to the left side, nowhere to go. Now you just have speed, that God-given talent. Now Hill's trying to make a great effort of blocking for Tony to get in the end zone. Does a good job. Great effort by Dorsett.
1:56 remaining in the game. The Cowboys are on the lip of the cup. Tony Dorsett's 31-yard run has given the Cowboys a first and goal. Dorsett with 159 yards, highest total on the ground for him since 1983. The Cowboys a yard away from the lead, and Robert Levette is in the backfield with James Jones. Triple tight end set. James Jones is caught short. It'll be second and goal.
One of the favorite things that the Cowboys like to do inside the 5-yard line, and when they get into their goal line offense, is go play action, motion, get a timeout on the field. Houston calling timeout. Play action, motion, and hit their tight ends on drag routes. I wouldn't be surprised to see them do that. Or set it up, you get outside, throw it out of bounds, doesn't matter. You're going to have the attempt for the field goal, but they love play action down here.
Right now they're thinking touchdown, and especially because of the problems they've had with the field goal unit today.
Well, that's something you really would have to think about.
Absolutely.
I know as a player, regardless of how respected and liked that Sept is and how great the man has been, today, it's a matter of confidence, and he hasn't come through, and maybe the players are saying to themselves, especially those out there on the field, hey, let's get this baby in and not put Sept under the burden of having to kick the field goal to win this game for us, which may be the best thing, though. Kick it in there. He's got his confidence going into next week's game in New York. Who knows? You got the answers?
No, but that man might. 26 years as head coach of the Cowboys. Standing by with Jim Myers, his longtime assistant.
It's been a long 5 minutes with him the other day.
There's Raphael Septien, just in case. Second down and goal from the 1. Dorsett is back in the lineup. The Cowboys again with 3 tight ends, Salonen being the 3rd. Inside handoff. There's the touchdown toss. And it's Fred Cornwell, as Terry Bradshaw predicted.
They get people down there on the goal line. They shoot their outside corners. They shoot their inside linebackers. They stuff the gap. And then you come out with a play action and you hold the corner, and the man that's covering the tight end, and it's 9 times out of 10, doggone it, they're always open. I don't know why, but we're going to watch it again. Play action, inside dive, everybody fills up. Where's the ball? There it is, out in the flat. 85 standing out there all by himself. Fred Cornwell, touchdown.
Raphael Septien on to try the extra point. That would give the Cowboys
a 17-10 lead with 1:47 remaining in the game. Sept hits it.
Well, the way he's kicking those extra points doesn't look like there's anything wrong with him. He pops them right through, bounces, runs around the field, slapping hands with everybody, so it doesn't seem to be bothering him. So why should we worry about it, huh?
I'll bet he's worried about it, though.
I bet the man in that hat's worried about it.
17-10 Dallas. There's Crawford Kerr. He's going to be a long-time starter, and probably soon for the Cowboys. 280-some pounds out of Florida. That was, yeah, 280 yards. Probably has a 22-year-old daughter, too.
Probably does.
And Rafael Septién. 1:47 to go in the game. Dallas has 3. Houston has only 1 timeout left. Danny White with his second touchdown toss of the day. That was a 75-yard drive in 5 plays.
Well, those are the things that White will give the offense of the Cowboys if they continue to do as Tom Landry says and run a conservative ball control. He will give them the leadership. He's been there. He can handle it. He's just done it again, proving once more that he can do the job.
Squib kick taken by Steve Tasker. Oh, is he dangerous. But this time gets it to the 30-yard line, from which point the Oilers take over with 1:41 to go in the game. Tackle that time made by Robert Levette. Hugh Campbell.
I'd like to have a high pressure valve stuck on those tackles' arms right now. 74 Matthews and the other side Harvey Salem. They've had these guys coming at them all day long when they didn't know they were going to pass. Now they know they're going to pass with Jones and Kevin Brooks, number 99. So wouldn't you like to know how they feel now?
There's Dorsett talking with Dr. Pat Evans on the left and Ken Locker, the Cowboys assistant trainer. Back to play, 1st and 10. Fumble, scramble, and we'll see.
Cowboys are saying it's their ball.
Officials, I think, have indicated it's the Oilers' ball. And the clock continues to wind down with 1:34 to go in the game.
That's with the 10 fumbles, quarterback center exchange. Those things just not supposed to happen with 1:25 left.
Moon is back. Hit as he lets it go. Incomplete up at the 45-yard line. Sacks so far in the game, and there have been 11 of Warren Moon. Randy White has 2, Jones has 2, and Victor Scott has 2. The rest have been spread around 1 each. 1:20 remaining. 17-10 Dallas. Got a post-game show coming up, and we'll have scores and highlights from around the National Football League here on week number 4. Cowboys are at New York next Sunday night. The Houston Oilers continue their murderous schedule. They have to travel up to Denver. Cowboys, as a matter of fact, are the first opponent that Houston has met this year that was not a division winner last season. Moon is back with time, going for it all. Clinkscale waits on the ball, and it's incomplete. Dennis Thurman was also down there. It'll be 3rd and 11.
It's one of those passes where you just send everyone down on the right, kind of a mini version of the Big Ben. Maybe call that the Little Ben. And Warren just hung it up there and just said, well, let's get a pass interference. Maybe something good can happen. It happens to everyone else. Why won't it happen to us today? But no good.
There was also an infraction, illegal motion on the Oilers, declined by the Cowboys to set up a 4th down and 11. Fred Wyant says start the clock. 4th and 11. And the Oilers have only 10 men on the field. Here comes Ed Jones. Moon gets by him. Rolls out, being chased, and lets it fly. Incomplete. And the Cowboys take over. It was Kevin Brooks who was applying the pressure. And now they say that Moon was out of bounds back at the 25-yard line. And if so, that might count as a sack, which would be the 12th sack of the 13th sack of the game. The 12th sack of the game. and would tie the Cowboys record set by them back in 1966. So Dallas takes over at the 25-yard line.
Well, Moon is experiencing some of the growing pains of so many young quarterbacks with high expectations have already gone through. He's coming in from Canada. This is a whole new ball game, and he wants to win. He wants to win now, and it's an absolute, totally frustrating thing to have to go out there and be planted on your back 13 times.
Houston can stop the clock. They have 3 timeouts left. Danny White drops to one knee, and we're at a 1 minute and counting. There is Warren Moon. Been a long, long afternoon.
Well, it has been, Vern, and you know, if you're sitting down there and by him and you can read his thoughts, you know, he's going to say, what's it going to take, you know, for us to win? What's it going to take for us to be able to get our offense in gear? What's it going to take to have time to throw? There you'll see a little smile. It's almost a smile of, you know, relief that it's over with, that we can go home and regroup. But, you know, you go through all those doubts and worries and everything, and like he said, it's a chemistry thing where it's just going to take time. That's all it's going to take now, just time for everyone to learn this system and get together and start believing in themselves.
For the day, 11 of 26 for 215. Big throw was a 57-yard touchdown toss to tiny Drew Hill. And then the Oilers came back with a blocked punt and a field goal from Zendejas to tie it up at 10-10 in the third quarter. Had a chance to take the lead, but Zendejas missed his second field goal attempt. And for Ed Jones, what a satisfying afternoon this must have been.
Really?
What a great pro is standing next to him, Drew Pearson.
Well, he told us yesterday, he said, I'm going to get after these guys. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to turn it on and go get them. And that's exactly what he's done. And I mean in grand style, too, Texas style.
See if the Oilers use one of their timeouts to stop. No, they're out of timeouts, so they cannot stop the clock again. By the way, a quick word relative to the newest grandfather on the Cowboy coaching staff, Gene Stallings. His daughter gave birth to Catherine Marie, right? 4 days ago. The executive producer of CBS Sports NFL presentation is Terry O'Neill. That'll be the final play of the game. Today's game was produced by Charles H. Milton III, former AAU heavyweight boxing champion of Texas, out of Highland Park a few years ago. Directed by Andy Kindle. Our associate producer was Mark Wolf. Field technical manager Stu Meyer, and our broadcast associate Steve Shear. The Cowboys drive 75 yards. Big pass from Danny White to James Jones. A big run of 31 yards by Tony Dorsett. And then the touchdown toss of 1 yard. Danny White to Fred Cornwell as the Cowboys win it by a count of 17-10. Stay with us. Coming up next, the NFL Today postgame show. With the Cowboys winning it today 17-10. A tough struggle for the Dallas Cowboy team. They had a 10-0 lead, but Raphael Septien missed those 3 first-half field goals, and Dallas held on to a tight 7-0 lead at the half. They extended that to 10-0 in the third quarter, but then the Oilers came back. They got a 57-yard touchdown toss from Warren Moon to Drew Hill to make it 10-7. Blocked a punt, and that resulted in a Tony Zendejas field goal from 37 yards out. We were tied 10-10. The Oilers actually had a chance to take the lead when Zendejas had a kick from 35 yards out that missed in the fourth quarter, and then the Cowboys went 75 yards for the winning touchdown. It came on a 1-yard toss from Danny White to Fred Cornwell with under 2 minutes to go. Now let's go to New York and Brent Musburger.
Where the Cowboys defeated the Houston Oilers today 17-10 in an equally difficult game. This was tied 10-10 until about 3 minutes to go. The Cowboys went 75 yards and finally got the touchdown. A 31-yard run by Dorsett set it up, and Danny White threw 1 yard to Fred Cornwell for the winning TD. But this, Terry, was a story of defense by Dallas.
This was a game that goes back to years of Steelers and Oilers. It was just an all-out aggressive game. Lots of blitzing, lots of sacks. Too Tall Jones, you're going to see here, coming around the outside on Bruce Matthews, number 74. Hegman going inside, and one of the 13 sacks sacks today that the Cowboys registered against Moon and the Houston Oilers.
Actually, it's going to be officially at 12 sacks. They had a couple called back, and there was some confusion, but 12 sacks ties an NFL record that the Cowboys share with another couple of clubs, and they also had those 12 sacks for 85 minus yards for the Oiler passing attack. So the Cowboys win it. They keep pace with the Cardinals and the New York Giants at 3-1. They think this might have been a must-win for themselves, and I think you might feel the same way.
Well, it was a must-win for the Cowboys, more so than the Oilers, in which the Oilers were saying, hey, this is a game we got to have. Cowboys needed, in my opinion, worse than the Oilers did.
Well, the Cowboys got it, but it was a real struggle. Now let's go to Chicago.
Quarterback's nightmare. And this time...